here.
Hello.
Ah.
Greetings. Hi. Hello, everyone. We're back.
Okay, so you are on my speaker.
Lady is here too.
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
Good morning, Lindsay.
Okay,
oh,
good.
you know what I didn't do? I didn't do the shared chat thing. Let me do that right now.
I know. I was gonna ask about that. I was looking for it. Then I had to. I started the chat. I started the thing. Then I had to use the restroom, and then I had to choose my
Lady,
socks,
and then Lady
this, and then
Glam.
that, and then this, and then that.
And start sharing chat. Yes.
And a crafter. And then this, and then that, and then this, and then ta-da! Let's see here. Where, oh where?
Oh, the game has loaded. Okay.
Oh yes,
this and
it has.
This.
In fact, I'm gonna go to my burb screen so I can post the thingy for the thingy. Burb.
Burb. Ah, here we go. Game capture. How am I? And Nari Mom, I am doing okay. Nari Mom is kind of okay. So Nari Mom was having an issue with her right hand where she can't like control it, like in like squeeze stuff, and she's dropping things and whatnot. And she's had this problem before with like cysts in her hand, and they like drain the cyst and it like fix it. So we think that's what's going on. And we made a doctor's appointment for this morning, and when we got there, we sat around for a long time, and they was like, oh well, your doctor isn't actually here, your doctor has gone home, so if you want to wait for another couple of hours, you can see the nurse practitioner that my mom doesn't like, or you can come back on Monday and see your doctor then. Like, so now we have another doctor's appointment for Monday.
That is awful.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that was pretty much today. Today wasted.
Wow.
And then somebody asked me what my favorite magic words. This is unrelated. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Somebody asked me what my favorite magic words were, and I'm like, Triguna, Macoites, Trigorum, Satus D, and they didn't understand. I'm like,
yeah.
So
what does that mean?
Busy? Look, they're busy and you're dizzy. No,
I'm not drunk, madam, but you give me an idea. I love Cary Grant. Somebody just did a redeem on my channel. That's Cary Grant yelling at someone on the telephone. No, I'm not drunk, madam, but you give me an idea.
I love it.
So look, something from Sword in the Stone. It's not from Sword in the Stone. It's from an old Disney movie called Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Anybody here remember or know of Bedknobs and Broomsticks?
It's not familiar to me.
It's a song. I don't want locomotion, substitution, or remote and transitory convolution. No one? Oh,
yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm sad. Only one.
I'm gonna change my headset real quick.
Solution is the key. Substitutionary locomotion. It must be Triguna, Macoites, and Trigorum Satus D. And then like all that like suits of armor like come to life and they fight off the Nazis.
You know what? Why not? Why not?
I saw somebody else running inside the base.
Why? Hey, Grimbeard! Don't tell me you've been here for an hour. Don't tell me that. Hi, Grimbeard. Happy Friday, maybe.
Are you have you joined the shared chat?
Oh, snap, crack, and pop.
Someone was outside of the window. I saw that. Oh, it's Anonymous. Hello.
Use this window. Yeah, okay. That was weird.
Like, minute waiting was exhausting.
I know, right? Who has time to wait a minute? Come on now. I agree completely. Hey, Lansley!
You had to turn up in
I
the
got
morning
you
and
feedback,
wait and
dude.
hope to be seen. Yeah, that's kind of how the free dentists are here.
That is awful.
You turn up in the morning and wait to see if somebody cancels, and then you have to be the first person to the desk if somebody does cancel.
Yeah, that is not great. It's not great. Mm-mm.
Yes, last time I had designed the
Okay.
first level.
How's your coffee, Lansley? I'm gonna take a sip of mine. Are they trying to get rid of doctors in your area? Hello, Joe.
Who am in my area?
No, I mean in Lansley's area. Oh, you've drank in the past hour? Ah. Yeah, I'll think of you as I'm drinking mine, okay? I will think of you. Mmm.
Please tell
Oy vey. Okay, so what am I doing? I have no idea what I'm
so I
doing.
need to go up a
Hopefully
level.
Dagic and Krakel will show up. I am sorry we started so late. I happen to have had a really rough end of day at work. Rough enough to make me cry. And then go to dinner late. So, yeah. I appreciate everyone's working with me on that. So I was technically not late. Technically late. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Auto drop down. Okay, switch. This is gonna be out.
Thank you, Moose. Yeah, I'm feeling a little better. I had some pep talks about it. It was just, yeah, it was just unnecessarily rough. Like, and the people that I was talking to for this, like the meeting that I was in, like they knew that they were giving me a lot of nonsense and it was a lot to take in. And I feel like I deserve some kind of credit, some kind of kudos for taking all that in because I kind of felt like blindsided, you know, like I've been doing it this way for so many, you know, months and you know, no news is good news, right? But then suddenly like you're frustrated with me? Like since when? You know? And like a lot of things said just doesn't make sense. Like just it was just really, really wacky. And I'm like, okay, well, it sounds to me like I can't win. So we get to have a follow-up, and I have been implored to provide them feedback. Implored, I say implored. And provide feedback I shall. You know? And it's like, okay. Thank you, Lance. I appreciate that. It was just really it's really discouraging and really disheartening when you work so hard and you try so hard to gain people's trust and whatnot, and you have a one-off and it resets everything. Like, what? How is that even realistic? You know? Like, there's nothing that I've done that's world-ending, right? Like, I missed a small thing here and there, but like, everyone has a one-off. And like, these one-offs, I've been at this job for like several months now, and Like, these one-offs that they're talking about are from the last 30 days only. And I'm like, the last 30 days, I had one-offs. Okay, so then what about the last 8 months? What about those? Right? Like, you're just gonna, like, it just felt really, really, like, unfair. It's like, okay. And the more I tried to call them out on things and whatnot, the more ridiculous it got. And I'm like, I'm alone I'm alone working on my own most of the time. And these one-offs, like, I'm sorry, I blanked. Okay? I don't need to be, like, I acknowledge my error. I don't need to be beaten up over it, right? You don't have to beat me up over it. I'm beating myself up already. You don't have to do it for me. You don't have to join in on it, okay? It doesn't have to be a bash party. So it was yeah. And it's just like, okay, well, if you say I'm doing that, if you think I'm doing that horribly, then why am I still there? Fire me. Okay. Find somebody else. Seriously. There's plenty of people out there that need a job. Plenty of people. You know? Why, if I am such a low quality or low level or whatever you want to call it, if I'm so bad at my job that you took several months to talk to me about something I did in the last 30 days, and you're making me feel this awful, well then, fire me. Like, why am I still here? Should I quit? Do you want me to quit? Like, I can give my 2 weeks notice. Whatever. I'm sure my family can tag team and help me out while I find something else, or I'll just start streaming full time and hopefully I get lucky. I don't know. Hot dang, man. Jeez. So, yeah. So not only was I swamped all day, and they give me that, and that's not even how it was phrased. It was phrased as they were going to give me feedback and talk about scheduling and talk about what other tasks are going to be this, that, the other. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We're just going to talk about how great I'm doing, how great I'm juggling everything, and, what are the next tasks for me to upgrade to. No. Nope. It wasn't that at all. Wasn't that at all. Well, if I'm a 3 from a 10, if 10 is the best and I'm a 3, which is how I feel after that conversation, then I think I don't belong there. And so I get to have a follow-up conversation. And I'm like, okay. All right, cool.
Hello.
Hey. Happy
Hello.
Friday.
Happy Friday. It definitely is a happy Friday.
Good.
Because
Very
work
good.
is done.
Amen to that, huh?
Yes.
So, yeah. So hopefully we'll have a good time tonight and whatever. Yeah. I was explaining to everybody what happened today.
Oh, I missed everything.
Oh, yeah, I guess so, huh? Well, basically, let me see if I can recall what I said, because then my brain is going blank. Basically...
You can just give me the cliff notes.
I'll try to. And then I end up giving you the whole thing, watch.
Yeah.
So I had a meeting today that was, like, prefaced as a, hey, we're going to give you feedback, we're going to talk about tasks and all these things, and it sounded like they were going to be like, hey, you're doing great so far, these are the next tasks we want you to have. Actually, it was the opposite. It was like they were just like trashing me. It felt like trashing. It was like the meeting was all about how I had one-offs in the last 30 days and how it's basically world ending.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You had a one-off?
I had one-off errors in the last 30 days. They pointed, well, you did this wrong and you did that wrong. And I'm like, well, that's not usual. That's not chronic. It's not a habit. It's a one-off. I went blank. I messed up something, right? It's a one-off, right? You don't usually punish a one-off. You punish, a chronic bad behavior.
I mean,
No,
was it like a big thing, or was it a small thing, or?
A small thing, like I gave the wrong type of name tag to somebody. Okay, literally. Like,
Okay.
okay. Sorry, you know? And so it was just little one-off things that they were like, they made me feel 3 out of 10, 3 out of 10. And they admitted that it was a lot to give me. Were you formally warned? Let's see. Were you formally warned? Because that sort of warning is usually starting documentation for firing. Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't a write-up. I was surprised. I'm like, because the way they made me feel was as if, why am I here? If I'm such a crappy employee, if I'm so not perfect, why am I here? If you're expecting perfection and that's not me, well, it's not anyone, but if it's not me, then why am I here? Why have you not fired me yet? That's how it made me feel. Because you don't punish one-offs. And I told them, I was just like, can a customer complain? No, it was just, they just didn't like these one-offs that they happened to witness. And I'm like, and I admit it to those errors, but that doesn't mean beat me over it. It doesn't mean beat me with it, right? Like, I admitted it. That's fine. I apologize. Oh my gosh, it's not world ending. It's really not. You know, and it was and then one of them actually even admitted to muddying things up for me, and I'm like, okay. And I
Wait,
tried
what?
to call them to muddying things up, like
What do they do?
what do you mean?
Like they muddied things up. Like that
Well,
seems like.
I mean, like it's one negative comment after another negative comment. Like
Oh, okay.
for the like
'Cause-
for the duration of the meeting, one negative feedback after another.
Okay. Yeah, when you said muddying up, like the way
Oh.
that I interpreted that was like someone was trying to sabotage you or something.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't know. No, I can see what you're saying, but no. They
They
were
were just
like-
piling things on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, muddying up is the term that was used in the meeting toward me. So I'm kind of quoting. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
they were just really getting on my case for little things, and I'm like, these are one-offs. You know, I'm sorry, right? And yeah. And I went home. I cried on the way home. I got a ride home. And I cried in the car. I cried at home. I cried most of the evening. And then I went to go get dinner. And here we are.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fun time.
Yeah, so when I do have a follow-up with them, I'm gonna literally tell them, you guys made me feel like a 3 out of 10, and if that's the case, then why am I here?
I mean, did they even give any like constructive feedback about like, hey, you did this and we want you to do this, or were they just like, hey, you did all these things wrong and then that was it?
It was, so the only thing I'm doing right is how I'm answering my phone. When my phone rings, I'm doing that right.
Okay.
What? So I do a whole bunch of stuff. I do inventory control, I do coordinating, I do all sorts of stuff. And you're telling me that the only thing I do right is answer the phone? Okay. Were they bringing up things from when you were training? So yeah. And I was like, well, I was trained to do it this way. If you're saying do it this way instead, I'm happy to adapt, but this is what I know.
Yeah, if that's how you were trained, then
Yeah. And so I told them I need, they're like, okay, you please ask us questions unless it's common sense or logical. Like, what? Like, to me, it's not. To me, things aren't common sense as details, because I'm not going to assume that you want something common sense. I just need to know so I'm not guessing.
Yeah, it seems
Fishy.
strange.
Yeah, it's a little fishy. They just don't want to give you a raise. It's not even time for a raise. Like, that might be the case, and if that's the case, then that's a whole other issue. And I'm like, look, I can quit, and I will if I'm not treated properly. Like, come on. Someone else
Yeah.
can deal with that garbage. Like, no way.
You're an adult.
Yeah, I grown. So, yeah. And it was just really, really bizarre. And I told him, I was just like, there's only one manager in this whole place that communicates properly. Communicate when this manager asks me to do something, there leaves no question except what's the deadline.
Yeah.
Zero question. I don't have to guess. I don't have to assume. I don't have to hope for common sense. I don't have to hope for logic. You're just telling me what I need to know, and I just need to know your deadline, and we're good. We're solid. If there is an example, you know how job descriptions are like, you must be an excellent communicator, excellent verbal communication skills, excellent oral skills, excellent written skills.
Yeah, a bunch of general stuff.
Yeah, if there is a person who is who lives the definition of excellent communication skills, it's this one particular manager who I referenced by name in the meeting. So I guess you can say that indirectly I told these two managers that they suck at communication. Because they're all about telling me, oh, detail. Okay, well, I'm not gonna beg you for details. Because if I'm begging you for details, you're coming at me with an attitude acting like it's common sense. Well, it's not. So I'm asking you
Yeah.
for a reason. You know?
That seems like a case of managers who don't know how to be managers.
Yeah. Managers who don't know what they're doing? Yeah.
You mean managers.
Yeah.
You don't have to
Say what?
preface it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Oh, I say he just means managers. He doesn't have to preface it.
Oh, haha. So yeah, that was how my day ended. And I was like, wow, okay. I mean, aside from that nonsense, I really do love my job. Like, I really do. I love my job. I love what I do. I can't believe I do it full time, you know? It's just this nonsense.
So you work with multiple managers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So what we have is like a TPS report situation going on here.
A what? I can't hear you very well.
What we have is like a TPS reports situation.
What is that?
I'm not familiar with that.
Wow, really? Nobody's seen Office Space?
Office Space?
The only thing I know about Office Space is the memes. That's all I know.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Also that.
I don't remember shows and movies like the normal person. Ah. Are you quoting Office Space or are you encouraging me? I can't tell. Don't tell me it's common sense, please don't.
So Office Space is about these guys that work in this like office, and it's just like a really horrible environment. And one guy goes to a hypnotherapist who puts him under hypnosis and tells him he's going to be the most relaxed person ever until he hears him snap his fingers and say, like, wake up. But then the hypnotherapist has a heart attack and dies, and so he never gets to bring him out of the hypnosis.
Wow.
So now he goes back to his office, and he's just, like, completely relaxed with everything. And he's supposed to come into work on Saturday, his days off. He just doesn't go. And he walks back in on Monday, and his boss is standing in front of him, and he's like, so I'm going to need... And he just walks around and leaves him standing there talking to himself.
Yeah.
And, like, they're being audited that day. So they've got their two auditors, Bob and Bob.
Bob and Bob, huh?
They're interviewing everybody, trying to figure out ways to improve productivity. And, like, he's up for next in line for the interview, and he goes in there, and he's like, yeah, during a week, I do maybe 15 minutes of actual work.
Sounds like my last job.
Hey, Keiko's here. Nice.
Welcome.
Yep.
Hey,
So, yeah,
Rojo knows the memes too. I'm not alone.
Yeah, he mentions to the Bobs that, like he breaks it down. He's like, look, when I make a mistake, I have 8 bosses that I have to answer to that all yell at me for making the mistake. 8 bosses.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm dying in game. Drink the water. Saved. Ha 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 ha. See
Can I
that?
tell you real
Animals yet?
quickly, Moose, it was not a customer complaint, no. It was one-offs that they noticed. And I'm like, you guys aren't even around me. You guys are around me 1% of the time. 99% of the time, I'm alone. So as you're walking by, you're noticing something that you're either going to like or not like, and then you're going to hold me to it. What?
That seems very micromanagey too.
Yeah, like freaking, God forbid, I blank and I ask you to remind me something a few times. Okay, well, the things that I'm asking you to remind me of a few times, it's not my focus regularly. And next time I'll write it down. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Like,
Did they like? Do they like routinely bring people in and tell them what they're doing wrong or something, or was it just you?
I think they don't routinely have time to talk to anybody.
It just seems weird. Like, I don't know why they would just talk to you. It seems strange.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's really
Do we have any
bizarre. Like,
circuits anywhere?
All I
What
got is
the-
cosmic quartz.
what the one manager told me is that she was getting really frustrated and she wanted to express that finally. And she wanted to collect enough information to be able to properly express it. Okay.
So
Apparently no one else frustrates her, I guess. I don't know. Or she
She
doesn't work with
could-
anybody else. I don't know.
she could just, talk to you really quickly if she notices something and say, "Hey, I noticed blah blah blah. Could you do this instead next time?" And then you'd probably be like, "Yeah, sure, no problem."
Yeah, exactly. In fact, one of the issues that we discussed, we had discussed between each other already, and I thought it was resolved, and she brought it up anyway. Like, we resolved this? Why are you bringing this up again in front of my boss? Like, are you serious? Yeah, I messed up. I get that. I never denied messing up, but why are you milking this right now?
Yeah,
Maybe she's trying to
it's
win favor?
weird.
I don't know. Maybe. I'm really not sure. Could be. I don't know.
If
But it
someone
was
did that, I would just be like, "We already talked about this."
Yeah. I was just so stunned and so uncomfortable. Like,
It was
I was
probably
really.
shocking.
Yeah, I was really holding back. I was really upset. I was increasingly upset, and they could tell. And I increasingly was like holding back tears. And one of my coworkers asked me what was wrong, and I was so upset I couldn't talk at all. I couldn't talk. I was like, and yeah, I was that upset. So I don't know. I told them that I would have to process everything that they're saying. I've been asked to provide feedback. I'm definitely gonna do that. Hey, Wiley! Thank you for the resub! Thank you very much!
Yeah.
That is awesome. I
Going up.
appreciate
Yeah.
that. Wait, I gotta give the disco ball. Haha. Oopsie. Where's the disco ball? Oh, there we go. Is it coming? Hey, it's not playing. Why is it not playing? Okay. Wow. There we are. Of course, it's probably clashing with current music, but whatever. I need to, I guess, do ducking for that. I don't know if the ducking's working. I don't even know if I reinstalled ducking. I have no idea. I'm just a mess right now. But thank you, Wiley, for the resub. I appreciate you. Thank you for that support. It means a lot. Also, happy Saturday, right? Saturday for you, I think. But yeah, no, they asked me for feedback, and I'm definitely gonna give it. I told them I have to process what they're telling me, and I'm gonna think it over, and I'm going to, yeah. Yep.
I sense a strongly worded email coming.
I'm gonna edit it with some kind of AI, I'm sure. Like, you know, if you want me to win for you, this is how you gotta treat me, and that's it. Otherwise, find someone else.
You know, Office Space ended with somebody burning the building down.
I know, yeah. Yeah. I don't think that's gonna be the right move for me, but I do remember that.
Yeah, there was a character in Office Space that
Oh yeah, the guy with the Coca-Cola glasses and suspenders and whatnot.
yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
they fired him, but there was like an error with the paperwork, and he kept getting paid, so he just kept showing up to work. And so their answer to that problem was that, oh, we just corrected the error, and then they didn't tell him that he was actually fired, so he kept showing up, but he wasn't getting paid. And then the boss guy came around and took his red swing line stapler, which he loved because it was the only one that was red. And everybody else now had to use crappy office staplers, and the boss took that one. And then they moved him from a desk to a cubicle, and then from a cubicle to the worst cubicle, and then from the worst cubicle to a broom closet 2 floors down. And then they told him he needed to take care of like the cockroach problem that was in that particular broom closet down there. And meanwhile, the laid back guy had devised a way to like steal money from the company by stealing like a couple cents off of every dollar that the company makes. But it worked too well, and it stole like $300,000 in one night. So he had it written out in checks and slipped it under the boss's door. But the next morning, the guy with the glasses came in and he went into the boss's room to get his stapler back. And the next scene, the building's on fire. And the checks are gone, the stapler's gone. You see the guy walking away with the envelope of checks and the red stapler as the building is burning in the background. I'm like, okay, yep.
Wow.
This is what happens when you push people.
Yeah. Like, you know, my request is really simple. You know, don't falsely accuse me of things and be fair. You know? Like, getting on my case for one-offs that you noticed in the last 30 days versus the last several months, get over it. Get over it. Or address it right on the spot and move on. Don't make a big deal out of it. And especially don't give me an interaction that could potentially ruin my weekend. Because it would be that upsetting. Not that I'm trying to give anyone power over me, but like, come on. Come on. If I can't talk to you like that, then you can't talk to me like that. And if I can't talk to you like that, there's a reason why I can't talk to you like that. So then maybe you shouldn't talk to me like that either. Just saying. Anyway. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah.
I feel better talking about it. I appreciate the ears. Oh. I guess Dadrick's having internet issues again. Grandbeard, how are you guys doing? You cannot put trees inside domes now? Oh, that's interesting. Grandbeard is over there rocking on. I'm just over here walking around, acting like I'm looking for things that I can't find.
I'm looking for green circuits, but not finding
I forgot what I was looking for. I was looking for some kind of rare gem or something, and I'm like, la la la. Lansley, that's a nice move. That is a nice move. Grandbeard, you're doing work in your backyard? What? Nice. I support you. I want to do work in my backyard.
I've had similar issues to that, Lansley. I recall specifically one time. I was in a class and I had finished all the work in the class. Like, and everybody else was like, I guess, struggling with it. And so I pulled out work from a different class. I started doing that, and then I got fussed at, like, in front of the whole class. Like, you can't have other things out than classwork. I'm like, this is classwork. Like, classwork for this class. I'm like, I'm done with the classwork for this class. You're like, well, put that away. You gotta do something else. I'll put that away. Bring out another class's work. Start doing that. Like, get yelled at again. Then put that away and then bring out a book. Let's just start reading the book. Get yelled at for doing that. Cause like, this is math class. You have to be doing math. Like, I've done all the math. Like do next week's assignment. Like, I've got next week's assignment right there. Like, I've finished your whole little workbook. Like I've done all of the math work. What do you want me to do? Yeah. And then they had that teacher had the gall to ask the two people that were sitting on either side of me, if I was making them give me the answers. And one of them was like my best friend at the time. And he told the teacher, like, us give him the answers. He's been giving us the answers. Like, yeah.
That's funny.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
My internet is still
back.
terrible.
Yeah, I figured that was what was happening. I was sad for you.
I'm sad for me too.
Aww. But you made it.
I'm guessing Nari told a story about his teacher being terrible.
Yes. Would you like me to retell the story?
Punk. What was the question?
I still need more circuit boards.
I have one. But I'm also currently in a shipwreck, so that probably doesn't help you.
No. I'm just gonna swipe a bunch of crystals and go hunting.
Have you
Holy
concluded?
moly.
You concluded your workday saga for? Was that all the bits and pieces?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, it was just really, I felt like I was blindsided with a whole bunch of negativity. Like, you have nothing actually positive to say to me. Like, really? Like, cause, I mean, no news is good news, right? That's what I'm thinking. So if I haven't heard anything in a long time, that means I must be doing a great job. You know? And then I find out that my direct boss is frustrated with me, and I'm gonna hear about it in a week and a half. But I'm told to not freak out about it. Don't worry about it. Don't dwell on it. Just know that we're gonna have a conversation. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Is somebody through the portal right now?
Yes.
Oh, I am. Yep. I would try
I'm
to go to
currently
the
looting.
main
I have a
base.
bunch of very good things on me. Why?
Because I'm coming to hunt for circuits.
Okay.
Base tower. Where's the main base in here?
Go
Base
to the
bomb?
portal too.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Oh, here's a chip.
Everyone's gonna be in the portal.
Where is it? So yeah, I get to. Oh, oops. What happened? Oh shoot! I got kicked out. Really? Why are you kicking me out, broski? Base Tower 2. Where is Base Tower 2? Base Tower Top? Wreck Crystal Base Spawn? Is that it? What on earth? No, that's not it.
We're not on Earth.
Oh, you know what?
This was not worth 2 access cards.
Where is the ship?
It's very
I
well
think
hidden.
I'm lost. I'm pretty sure I'm lost. That's fine. Totally fine.
Oh, I went through the portal. I'm wondering where the thing is.
Oh, are they multiple ships?
Did I answer your question, Dajic? I don't remember.
Oh, I was just asking if you went through the whole story.
Oh, yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
there
yeah.
are multiple ships.
And so I got a copy of my job description, and I get to review it and see what I'm doing and what I'm not doing and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm doing everything on there.
Do
And I
job
get to...
descriptions ever even really encompass the job? Because I don't feel
I
like they
think
do.
mine does, but mine also my job also has a whole bunch of extra things that aren't in the description. So that's like
Yeah.
going over above. That would be considered, in my opinion, like exceeding expectations.
Mm.
Other duties as assigned. I don't know that those words are actually stated in there. But I know that I'm doing almost everything, and the 1 or 2 things that I don't think I'm doing, I don't really understand, or I haven't been given the opportunity to do. So it's like, okay, I'm doing all these things, and this is how, and I get to advise how I'm doing those things. So okay, now what? But I get to have a meeting in a week and a half with my direct boss about all the things she doesn't like about me and all her frustrations and all these things after several months of working there. And I'm like, okay.
That
And I
seems like something that could just be an email or a conversation.
Yeah, certainly not something so heavy set, you know?
Or even
And
a
I was-
Microsoft Teams call.
You know, and I was even encouraged to collect my thoughts to give her feedback too. And I'm like, okay, alrighty, I sure will.
I feel like you could just say, like, my feedback is you should instruct me better as
Yeah.
my manager.
Exactly. And you know what? I was like, I actually said something similar to that. I said, I'm happy to adapt, but like, I need to know how to. And the word was, it's hard to describe it in words. It's just intuition. I have to live, apparently I have
Wow.
to live in the ether of intuition. What?
That is like the most non-answer that was ever
Yeah.
answered.
You don't know what you want me to do. You don't know what I should do, but you're holding me responsible for it. You want to
I
see
don't-
growth, but you don't know how I should grow. You have no idea how to direct me. And you're making it my problem.
I don't know what you should do, but whatever you're doing, it's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they're just saying you are doing it wrong. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I need to be intuitive. Okay.
So the only time I've ever heard people say like, "Oh, you need to be intuitive," or "You need to take like initiative or something," it's like, well, if we ask you to do one thing and you see that there's something else that needs to be done alongside that thing, we would want you to automatically just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Is everyone
then,
back
like-
from the portal?
No, I'm still inside.
I am not in there anymore. You may delete when he is out.
No. Wait, hold on. Did you guys? Where am I? I don't even know where I am.
I don't know where I am either. I'm
'Cause
just...
When are you?
I'm in a ship, and there's like this bunch of rocks that are here, so I feel like people didn't explore this. I'm not sure.
I explored it. I explored both of them.
There's a lot of things
Okay.
I don't pick up anymore.
Yeah, we
Okay,
pretty
I'm
much
gonna-
looted everything that was in there.
Did you
You
just
were
like
saying,
phase
Patrick?
through the wall
sorry.
because there's rocks in the way?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, it was
I
the
was saying-
floor.
I was saying something.
There's water underneath this planet.
Like the whole being proactive.
Oh yeah. I remember I got feedback because it was actually my last job. My manager was like, "Oh, we'd really like to see you like be proactive and blah blah blah." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean by that?" And they're like, "So I don't know. This guy was kind of the same situation where he's not really good at communicating."
Yeah.
But he's like, "Well, let's just say that you go
I hate that
and
phrase.
you're doing like a project or you're doing a task or something, and you notice that there's something else that needs to be done. We would expect for you to do it." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm kind of just focused on the task at hand on the project. Like, if there's something obvious for me to do, I'll do it. But you're basically like pulling things out of a hat and saying, well, why didn't you do this?" It's like, well, that's not my job to do that thing. It's
That's
like, yeah, but
usually
it was
my
right
answer.
there.
I'm like, I didn't do that because that's not my job. Why don't you go get Bob?
Yeah.
That's his job.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The real question here is why is Bob not doing his job?
There you go.
Yeah. It was kind of like a thing of they could have said anything that it was like, oh, well, you didn't do this. It's like, well, why would I do that?
Right.
It's like, well, it was right there. It's like imagine if you had a job and your job was you go into a room and you make a bed. And you go into the room and you make the bed and you come back and you tell your manager, I made the bed. And they said, well, why didn't you clean the bathroom? It's like, well, you told me to make the bed. It's like, well, the bathroom was dirty, so why didn't you clean it? It's like, well, I didn't know I was supposed to do that.
I mean, that would be
Right.
the argument that you would present to your managers on the point. Like, well, you went to the bathroom just a minute ago, right? Why didn't you clean the toilet when you were in there?
Yeah, it's like, why didn't you
Toilet
clean
needs
it?
to be cleaned.
Right.
Nari. What?
I have circuit boards for you at the deconstructor.
Yay!
So yeah,
Never mind, they're disappearing out of the thin air. Something is eating circuit boards.
it's out of
Um,
thin air, not
The
thick air,
storage
huh?
box on level 2 is requesting circuit boards.
Yeah.
Requesting them? Well, they're not disappearing from drones. They're just disappearing into the nothingness of the void.
My thing is, like, if you don't know what you're doing and you don't know
They
what to
should
do with
be
me,
up here.
don't put me under the fire because of it. And don't make it sound like it's something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Like-
one
And
of the
somebody
things I
has
said is
built
just like-
something somewhere else that is stealing all of the circuit boards. Because it's not going into the storage.
Well, it could be the tier 2 drone thing because you have a tier 2 drone autocrafter on the next floor that is eating circuits, and then the drones are being constructed and going to a different box. So you're gonna have a giant box full of tier 2 drones, which are eating all the circuit boards.
Oh, well, then we
but-
will turn this off.
I feel like we found the problem.
Yeah, I mean, like if you go down there and look at that, there's almost an entire massive container full of drones.
Well, those drones need to be in the drone network.
Do we have enough drones? Do we need to even keep making them?
Where is the drone box? Where did I put the drone box? Drones. Oh, there's a bunch of tier 2 drones here. Okay, let's go find the drone box. Where's the drone distribution
Yes, it is.
network?
I deconstructed a bunch of empty fuses. They apparently turn into yellow solar crystals.
Yeah, I think it's
And I was
2
too
solar
lazy to
crystals
walk
and
them
a
over to the
circuit.
box.
Where are the drones?
These are not the drones you're looking for.
I'm not seeing any of the drones I'm looking for.
No, the storage box full of drones. That's what he's looking for.
No,
I think Nari just went there, right?
yes, I've got all those drones. Now I'm looking for the drone control node so I can put them into the network.
Is
Oh,
it
they're
this thing outside where there's drones and panels?
You have to define where you are,
Outside the base?
which
In
base.
the open air? on the patio, on the veranda, next to the rocket that launches trade stuff.
At the tower base?
Yeah, the tower base. Moose Tower. Right up here. I'm jumping up in the air. Is this it?
Ah, yeah, this is it.
Voila. Yeah. I think at my last job that was something that was used to not promote me, which is why I left. But yeah, that's
Ah.
very annoying.
That's really, that strategy. Let's just dump on you negativity so that we don't promote you. I mean, it's just really, just not, it's just not the best way to handle that, If you didn't want to promote, just admit why you didn't want to promote. Hey, we don't have the budget to promote. We want to promote you because you're an amazing employee, but we don't have the budget for it. Or it's not a priority to, put away to separate this money for your promotion. You deserve it, you really do, but it's not in the cards right now, right? But don't make things up to make you look disqualified for the promotion when you know darn well it's nonsense.
See, I kind of got the carrot and the stick treatment, where they're like, hey, you're really good, but we want you to fix this one thing. And
So
I'd
is
be like,
everybody
okay,
back on the portal?
I am back.
So I can hit the button on the portal?
I guess. But they'd be like, oh yeah, like, you're doing really well. I'm like, so, like, is there anything I can improve on? Or like, oh, well, there's this one thing that we really want to see before we, move you to the next level. I'd be like, okay, well, what is it? And then every time I asked that question, it would change. I think it changed like 3 times, and I was like, yeah, I should probably leave.
Because they can't give you a proper answer.
Last call
Yeah.
for the button.
And then when I started working here, there was the director. I got to become good friends with him. And I think after like 2 weeks, like he got to like know me and all that stuff. And he was like, why are you, he's like, I hope you don't mind me asking. He's like, why are you in this role? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you seem very underutilized. Like, I feel like you should be in a higher role. I'm like, I'm glad you feel that way.
Right? Yes. Yes, man. Be acknowledged for your potential.
Yeah.
Where you should be. Not, man. Yeah. So, what does that mean for you in that case?
He's basically like, hey, because the
New
company
portal.
is on a hiring freeze right now, which is fun.
Oh.
But he's like, hey, when the hiring freeze is over, like, I literally have a role that I need to fill, and I think you do really well in it. I'm like, okay, well, sounds good to me.
Nice.
But then
I
there's
love
like
that.
other stuff too, where I'm like, I don't know if I want to stay here.
Oh.
It's a lot of stuff going on. But
Oh, yeah.
there's like, obviously different departments at the company, and his department is pretty cool, but the department I'm in, because everything kind of works together, like fits
Oh, yeah.
together like a puzzle piece, right?
For sure.
And I'm like, your group is good, and I wouldn't mind working in your group, but and I didn't tell him this. This is just me thinking out loud. But the other group that we collaborate with very closely, they're terrible.
Aw.
And they make mistakes all the time, and they make the type of mistakes that can leave you liable for stuff if the FDA shows up or, things like that. So I'm like, I don't think that this is a good long-term option because I see a lot of things happening that are not things that should be happening.
That sucks.
So I was actually looking at other places, even though I wouldn't mind staying at this job. I just feel like I could probably do better somewhere else.
Oh wow.
which is, it's. I feel like my last job really made me take a hard look in the mirror about career and the future and stuff. I was like, I should probably get really serious about where I want to eventually end up.
Right. So so you're saying you're a job searching now, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I already have a few places in mind that wouldn't
Oh, okay.
necessarily be too hard to transition to.
Right.
And they would probably pay me about like 33% more, which is pretty good.
Oh yeah. That
Yeah.
is good.
I do like the people in my job though, so I don't know. I'm kind of like leaning towards leaving, but I also like the place I work at, so I'm like, should I leave?
Yeah,
But-
it's kind of a tricky balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you thought about like providing them your feedback of like, hey, this is probably against policy. You shouldn't do this. This is gonna get us in trouble. Like,
It's the type of thing where it's like, so they could fix it, but it would be really, really hard. So
really?
they typically don't fix these types of things until the FDA shows up. Because
Oh,
when the
no.
FDA shows up, they usually give you they'll say like, "Hey, there's a problem here and you need to fix it."
Right.
And then, the sort of directors and, upper management will get together and they'll be like, "Okay, we're going to fix it and here's our plan for fixing it." And then they basically just fix it over the course of like 2 to 3 years.
Wow.
Because like it depends on like the scope of the problem really about like how long it takes to fix it.
Right.
But the way that it works is that you put a plan together to fix it, and then the FDA is happy because they're like, good, you're addressing the problem. And you basically just need to have like some work to show when they check back in to say like, hey, this is the progress that we made on the issue that you found. And they're like, okay,
Right.
good, you're working on it, and then they go away.
Wow.
So you basically just stretch out the fix over like the course of a few years, and then you slowly address it.
Wow.
And then if they come back around again, you just show them like, hey, look, this is our plan. This is what we agreed to with you when you showed up the first time. This is where we are in the process. We're still addressing it, and we're fixing it. And they say, okay, good, and then they leave.
That sounds really, really like an exaggerated process. Like they're just doing it on purpose because I don't think it would need to take that long.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it probably should only take maybe 6 months to a year. The thing
Yeah.
that makes engineering difficult is the documentation and stuff. They give a timeline for things like putting the plan together. So it's like, hey, you need to quarantine the affected product if it's like presenting any safety issues to the patient. And usually what they're looking for, if it's something that needs to be fixed, because you can't just like fix something in 90 days, right? Because there's some things that are just like too complicated to fix that fast. So usually they expect you to put together some kind of, corrective action plan for however long you project it's going to take for you to fix it.
Okay.
And then they just check in occasionally.
Wow.
But I mean, if it depends on the severity of it too. A lot of
Right.
the stuff is like low severity, where it's just like a regulatory issue, where it's like, hey, we have a rule for how you're supposed to present some of your documentation, or we have a rule for how you're supposed to present the data that you have to back up that your product meets a certain specification, and your documentation or your testing isn't sufficient. That type of stuff can usually be pushed like down the line, like over the course of years, typically. And sometimes it can't. Like for instance, if it's something where it's like, you said that this is, 20 centimeters, but we found that your test shows that it's only, 15. So there's a discrepancy of 5 centimeters, and we need to make sure that you're meeting that 20 centimeter specification. And then it's like, okay, well, this doesn't actually hurt anybody for it to be 15 centimeters.
Right.
So you get a lot of time to fix it. Now, if it's something where it's like, hey, you said that your device does like X, but it's not meeting whatever X is, and X is something that keeps someone alive, that's something where you don't get, a year to fix it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to fix it like, right away.
Now. Yeah.
So it depends on what the issue is, but typically the issue is like low severity.
Okay. So
But,
is that
yeah.
is that the only reason that it makes you want to leave, or are there other bigger reasons? Or you're just like tired of the place?
There's not a lot of, like, it's a pretty kind of remote location, so there's not really a lot of stuff to do around.
Okay.
And I was like, if I was gonna stay here for 5 years, would I hate myself? I'm like, yeah, kinda. So,
Aw. That's
but
too bad.
the people are all like really nice, like some of the nicest people I've met. But I'm like, I don't know if like my personal plans for what I want to do. I don't know if I want to be here, 5 years down the line.
Right.
So
So are you considering like moving to another state, or are you thinking about staying? I mean, like whatever state you're living in, like the area that you're in is like deserted or whatever. But what if, or are you trying to move to a different area, or like a more populated area of your state, or are you trying to move out of state?
I'd
mean?
probably end up moving out of state.
Oh, okay.
The last job I had, it was in like a big city,
Yeah.
and then this job is like in a small town. So I'm like, I should probably look for a place that's like in the middle.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
The big
Yeah.
city or the small town?
What?
You said in the middle. In the middle of the city or in the middle of the small town?
Like something that isn't a big city but not a small town, like a small city or something like that. Is what I
Yeah.
meant. If that was a joke, I completely went over my head.
It was also kind of hard to hear him.
Yeah, Nari is a kind of low. I don't know if I have your volume down or something.
I don't know. My volume is the same that it always is.
Well, sometimes you come in low and sometimes you come in not low. So I don't know if it's because the position of the mic is moving, or your mouth
Alright.
position is moving, or what have you.
I had Nari on 50% on Discord, so I just moved him up to 75, and I think that's better.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I should maybe.
Yeah,
look
he
at that too.
sounds really, yeah, I don't know why I had you on 50.
Interesting. Okay.
You're on 75 now.
Nice. I found one circuit.
I have him at 100. Okay.
You double him.
Alrighty then. So do you have like a timeline as to when you think you would like to be able to make these pursue these changes?
Probably next year.
Oh, okay.
So, like,
Okay.
end of this year, I might be looking to, leave and exit and all that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And I think, like, based off of, because I just got this job in December,
Yeah.
so I kind of wanted to stay for, like, one whole year just because it looks, looks less weird.
Right. Exactly.
But I feel like since I've been here, like, my team and everything, like, I think they could go on without me pretty easily,
Aww.
which is sort of the goal when you lead a team. You're supposed to make them, like, not need you.
Right.
At least that's what I was told. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand that. That sucks because it's like you're automating yourself out of a job almost. It's like you're making your team such a well-oiled machine that they don't need you anymore. So now you're out of a job. Because what is there to lead if they're good without you? You know?
Yeah. But I mean, that's kind of like good because when you have a team that can, they're self-sufficient and they don't need, the leadership and stuff,
Yeah.
then that lets you go somewhere else and then someone on the team can become the new leader. So it's all part
Yeah.
of the circle of life and all that.
Oh yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. So my absence will be someone else's ascension.
Oh yeah, it's just unfortunate because it does make for inconvenience. You know, it's like, oh man, now I have to go through the pain of looking for another job because it took you a while to find this one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking in an area that was kind of saturated because I was trying to stay
Mm,
within the state I was in, and that was not a
right.
good place to look for jobs. And as soon as
Ah,
I started
gotcha.
looking out of state, it was a lot faster.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting though because there's like a lot of ghost jobs and everything, and I had to learn how to like sort out the ghost jobs and like what to look for.
Oh no.
And then there's also a thing of like different regions of the country have like different work cultures.
Right.
So the way that I did the interview for a place on the West Coast was a lot different from what I would do in like Middle America or the East Coast or, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So that
Yeah.
was kind of interesting too.
Yeah, it's very interesting how like different parts of the country have different cultural dynamics when it comes to these things.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like when I did an interview on the West Coast, it was kind of like, do you fit the company culture? Do you fit the vibe? I'm like, well, I know how to do the work. They're like, but do you fit the vibe though? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, what is the vibe?
I mean, I feel like vibes, that kind of thing is determined within your 90 days. Like, that's
Yeah.
literally the trial period of whether you decide that you are a good fit and they agree that you are a good fit. You know?
Yeah. They try to like see if you fit the culture before you get there though, so then you don't have to like get there and then leave.
Yeah, but that's impossible to know because you have no idea how they are.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if you can't tell that if you being working at this company for however long that you've been working here can't tell if I fit the vibe or not, how am I supposed to know? I don't even know you.
Yeah. Well, you got to know that you fit the vibe. It's not on them to know. It's on you to know if you fit the vibe.
Ah, okay, got it.
And you gotta kind of show that you fit the vibe in the interview.
Oh, got it. Just read the room and duplicate it, huh?
Yeah.
Mm.
And then I found like the Middle America regions kind of were just like, oh, you want to work here? Yo, come on over. We need people.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where I need to go.
They're just like, oh my gosh, you actually want to work here? Like, when can you start? I'm like, you didn't even interview me. They're like, I know. Like, okay. And then I
And
found
you
like,
didn't even go with them? What?
and then I found like East Coast was very much like, very like not about vibes. Like, can you do the work? Like, we don't care who you are. We just care what you can do. It's like, how
Yeah.
many years of experience do you have? I'm like, oh, like, I have like, this many years. And it's like, oh,
Right.
we're looking for someone with 10 years of experience. I'm like, well, I have like 9. Like, yeah, we really want 10 though. And I'm like, okay, well, what would this person even need to know? It's like, well, do you know how to do X? I'm like, I know how to do X. Do you know how to do Y? I'm like, I know how to do Y. It's like, do you know how to do Z? I'm like, I know how to do Z. I know how to do X, Y, and Z. Oh, but you don't know A, do you? I'm like, well, no, I haven't done A. It's like, okay, you're out.
Ah,
I'm like,
wow.
Okay, great, thanks.
Okay. Not
Like-
even the opportunity to like learn it real quick, you know?
Well, to continue that story, if you do find yourself in the situation where you know X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and as a bonus, you know G and H as well, they will tell you that you're overqualified and you're out.
Yeah, I had one interview where they told me, we don't think we can afford you. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess that's how you say you're overqualified.
Yeah, that's one way.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, I assure you, you can afford it. But yeah. That's them telling you,
I
no,
mean-
we don't want you.
But wasn't the resume obvious for that though? Like, wouldn't the resume make it obvious though that whether you're overqualified or not?
Yeah, I mean, in the industry I work in, people usually, I mean, I don't know if this is like what everyone does or not. I just didn't want to assume.
Right.
But I can only submit like one page, resume, right?
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that you don't see on the resume. You have to hear from the person during the interview.
Right.
And most of the time, from the interviews I've done, I have to do 3 or 4 rounds of interviews, which
Wow.
usually sucks because it's like an engineering interview. So they're like, hey, we have this hypothetical problem, solve it. And I'm like, okay, well, I would do blah, 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 blah. And then it's like a 2-hour thing. And then you have 2 other interviews to do. And then it's really kind of, a bummer if you get to the end of doing 3 rounds of interviews with like this engineering stuff and they're like, oh, we went with someone else. I'm like, oh, I feel like I just wasted a bunch of my time.
Yeah. Why bother going through 3 interviews if you're not even qualified? Like, I mean, at the 3rd interview, what exactly are they trying to prove with you? You know what I mean? To be able to determine you're not no, thank you.
I think the most discouraging interview I had when I was looking for a new job was when I went through 3 rounds of interviews, and then and those were like over like Zoom and stuff.
Right.
And then the 4th and final interview, they were like, we want you to come down to the site. And I went down to the site. I had to do 6 interviews, each one 30 minutes long. And then they didn't go with me. I was like, I feel like I just wasted so much of my life. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna make it to the 3rd interview, excuse me, if you're gonna make it to the 3rd interview, they're basically finalizing their decision to hire you. Because what's the point of the 3rd interview if they're not interested? Like, what are they trying to prove on the 3rd interview?
Yeah, like, so I went through 3 interviews, and the 4th one was the on-site visit. So, like, when you're doing an on-site visit, that usually means, like, hey, we're just doing, like, we just want to meet you in person and, see how you are.
Yeah.
And, I didn't do anything weird or anything, and I just talked to a bunch of people. I'm like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then I followed up with so they have like a, recruiting department or whatever.
Yeah.
And I followed up with the recruiter, and I was like, oh, like, when can I expect to hear, about a decision or something? And then I just didn't hear anything. They just ghosted me. I was like, well, that was a waste of time.
Wow. I
Yeah.
mean, like really, like, if you made it to the 3rd interview and there's the last 4th interview and that's where you're doing the on-site, I really feel like the 4th interview is like, hey, this is what our facility looks like. What do you think? Do you think you want to work here? Can you see yourself working here?
Yeah, that's kind of
Can you
like what
see
they were
yourself
doing.
in the office?
And I was like, oh yeah, like, seems like a cool place. And they're like, oh, here's the cafeteria, here's the gym. I was like, wow, that's awesome, cool. Like, this is a nice place.
Yeah.
So
And
the
all
funny
of
thing
that
about
is
that
true.
though is that company that I just talked about, the one that, I went through all those interviews.
Yeah.
The company I'm with now purchased them. They bought that company. So I was like,
funny.
maybe it's a good thing they rejected me.
Is that karma or what?
Yeah, it's weird. It's crazy. I was like, I'm actually very glad I didn't get the job because if you're getting acquired, that usually means that something bad is happening.
Yeah. You know, what'd be really even more hilarious is after the acquisition, if you become their lead of somehow, you know what I mean? The people that
Yeah.
didn't give it to you, they are now answering to you.
Yeah,
found that very
I was
amusing.
thinking that. Like, now you only need to become their boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would really seal the deal. But I kind of resigned myself to be happy with the fact that so the one director that I'm friends with at work, I asked him about the acquisition. I was like, "Oh, what are you guys planning on doing with the site and everything?" And he kind of went through like, "Oh, we're gonna move some product lines over there and do some manufacturing and blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Oh, like what about?" I was like, "How do acquisitions work? Like, what do you guys like? You don't fire everyone, do you?" He's like, "No, like we try to keep as many people as possible."
No, not
Blah
everyone.
blah blah. And I was like, "Well, what about like the upper management managers?" He's like, "Oh yeah, we get rid of all of them." I was like, "Oh." It's like- I was kind of just in my head, just like rubbing my hands together. I was like, "Good."
Serves them right.
All right, I'm gonna take a
was-
quick little break. I'll be right back.
Okay.
That was the one thing that I was like, you know what? That's good enough for me. That's
Yeah.
justice served, I guess.
That's hilarious, actually. Oh my god.
I tried not to show too much happiness when he said that too. I was like, "Oh no, you're getting rid of them?" Like, no, why would you do that?
I mean, maybe that's literally karma. I don't know, man.
Whatever it is, it is what it is.
Oh yeah. I hear ya. I'm trying to be all like neutral about it and stuff. Yeah, I totally feel that. But I think it's just so boring music, especially with the kind of day I've had. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah. My real 5-year goal is to get a house somewhere. That is my 5-year goal.
Ooh, nice.
I want to get the house.
Nice. Yeah, it's a very nice goal. Hopefully interest rates and stuff will be decent because
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I mean, like when I got the house I'm in now, interest rates were pretty neat. And it was just at the rise of COVID. Like COVID was just starting. And yeah.
Perfect timing.
Exactly. And interest rates haven't been that nice since. I don't know if I'm in the portal or not. I don't think so. I keep using the teleporter.
You didn't go through the big pink portal thing, right?
I did not, but I don't know if that counts for it.
Yeah, I think you're fine.
No, okay. So yeah, I would like to move into a nicer house, something that has a more favorable layout, blah, 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 But I'm really not in favor of paying higher interest rates.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's... Oh, Nari might be in the portal, but he stepped away, so I'm not sure.
I am not
yeah.
in the portal. I have
Oh.
looted all of the things I think that are important in there, though.
Ah, okay. There you go then. Ta-da! So yeah, I don't know. The idea is, am I gonna stay in this house long enough that that the value is in gutting it and then remodeling it and making it look to my liking, or is the value in moving because interest rates will never be the same again? You know what I mean? So
Would you keep it or would you sell it?
I'd probably sell it. Yeah, I mean, renting it is an interesting idea because if I ever have to come back, right, I could. If, the other house or whatever, hypothetically, if the other hypothetical house becomes unmanageable or too expensive or something, then I could, just come back to this house. But then again, if I have tenants in this house, I'd have to kick them out. And where are they gonna go? I don't know. Well, it's not my problem, right? But it kind of sucks, and I kind of feel for them, and I kind of feel bad, and oh my gosh, I care too much, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they have property management companies that can usually, like, take care of that for you.
True. That is true. I did not
And
think of that.
then, I think, like, if it's a thing where you plan, if you, like, know beforehand that you're gonna want to come back into the house,
Yeah.
I think you can communicate that. And, like, let's say that you have a house right now, right, and it's being rented out, and you're like, oh, I want to come back to the house, and you just let them know, like, hey, at the end of their lease or whatever, just let them know that they're not going to be able to renew it or whatever because you're going to come back.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And then that gives them time to say, like, oh, okay, well, we know we won't be able to renew the lease, so we need to look for another place.
That is valid. That's a
it's
very
not,
good point.
It's not like you're going to just be kicking them out and be like, oh, find a place to live. It's like, oh, we have a few months to look for a place or, you know, something.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, excuse me.
Oh, we moved the portal up here.
You know what the sucky thing would be, that of course wouldn't be my problem, but it still sucks and I still feel bad, is that if they, while they would know that condition, if they still had a hard time finding a place in time.
Yeah. But that's just like in general, right?
Yeah. That's the part where I care too much.
Okay, so the auto crafters are not actually auto crafting.
Always something to do.
Well, we need to have like storage level 1 down here, and then the middle floor be auto crafters, and then storage level 2 above the middle level of auto crafters. So the auto crafters need to be on this floor instead of on the floor above, because they can't reach the things on the floor below us.
No, it's because of the range.
Yeah. Unless there is a mod that increases the range of the auto crafters.
Yeah, we can just put it on the middle floor or something, right?
Oh, well, I have to move all of this upstairs.
Oh.
Which I can do, but I need a lot more green circuits, so I can go ahead and just build the storage upstairs, and then I'll just turn it off on the second floor and deconstruct those.
We can probably find more when we get another portal open.
Well, in the last portal, I only found 2.
Ah.
Hey, the next portal you might find 2 more. Haha.
Man. I think I just realized that I feel like I need to drink tea or something. I feel sickness coming upon me.
What?
Yeah.
In this very moment, huh?
Yeah, like, so one thing
Do we have
that I
any more
learned
smart fabric?
when I was doing
We
all
do
of
not.
my biology and, you know, life science classes and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
one thing I learned is that I think when you get sick, you're actually sick 2 or 3 days before you actually feel it.
Whoa.
So if you like really pay attention to your body, sometimes you can figure out when you're like getting sick and preemptively like address it. And then you're only
that's
sick for
interesting.
like 1 day instead of being sick for like, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 days.
That is an interesting concept.
But yeah, I can kind of feel it. So I'm like, oh man, now I have to take care of that.
Ah. How do you
Yeah.
feel it on yourself? Like, what tells you that you're starting to get sick?
So for me, it's like this dry feeling in like my sinus. I can feel. It's like this dry kind of feeling I can feel, and that's how I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an
I don't know if
interesting
it's the
thought.
same. I don't know if it's the same for everyone, but that's how I know for me.
I'm trying to think about if I have that same experience, and I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm coming down with something, but then like just happen to be extremely tired, extremely worn out,
Mhm.
and then I feel better the next day, and nothing happens.
No, okay. Well,
So I mean, that's an interesting thing to pay attention to, actually, because it'd be great not being sick for a whole week.
yeah. Being sick is badong.
No, thank you so much.
If anyone got that reference, you're cool.
Nah, I'm not that cool. I just grin and nod. Grin and nod. Smile and nod, boys. Smile and nod. Smile and wave. Smile and wave. I think it's smile and wave.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's from a movie called Kung Pao. It's like a kind of parody. Like it's like a comedy, funny movie.
Ah, I don't think I'm familiar, actually.
Yeah, it's kind
You
of
mean
like.
Wait, you mean it's not from Madagascar?
I was bringing up the thing on my. No, the badong thing.
Oh, the Badong thing. I'm like, yeah, but the thing you just said, I'm like, that's pretty much Madagascar. That's the penguins, man.
Yeah, everyone knows the penguins.
Okay.
But not everyone knows Kung Pao.
Chicken? Does that count?
That's the name of the movie.
No! Kung Pao chicken? Get it! Get it! Come on.
What about General Tso's chicken?
Ah, why?
What about orange
why-
chicken?
Why? Why is it General Tso's chicken and why is it orange? I have questions.
I don't know. I think it's just a name. I don't think there's like an actual. Like, I think it's like an American thing, like how a burrito is like, an American thing.
Ah, okay, in
I
that case.
think.
Oh, okay. Well then. As long as it's not a burrito, right?
A burrito? What?
A burrito, yeah. Do you know what a burrito is?
Like the chart?
No! A
So, okay,
burrito
yeah, I
is-
don't
What?
know.
I-
I don't know what that is.
Okay, a burrito is a kitten wrapped in a blankie.
Oh, a burrito. Okay.
Oh, I guess
I
I
thought
didn't
you
say
were-
it very clearly.
I thought you were saying like burrito.
Ah,
burrito.
no! No! Okay, my bad. Cat rolled up in a blanket. There we go, yeah. Also, while you're moving the chest up the level, can you... Okay. So, yeah. Burrito. Yeah,
Burrito.
That
Burrito,
thing.
not Pareto.
yeah, no,
Burrito.
Yes, I
burrito,
can
burrito.
split the fuses.
apparently I'm not good at speaking English.
Who is?
Mm.
No one.
Mm. I don't know. I think other people are. Like, other people who are not me.
I ran out of all my peppermint tea.
You were drinking licorice tea, weren't you? Didn't you move on to licorice tea?
Yeah, I still have that. I like to save that for like, cause I had like 6 boxes of the peppermint,
Yeah.
but I only have 1 box of the like Egyptian licorice tea, so I wanted to like not use that as much, so it would last longer. But now it's all I have, so yeah.
Someone's gotta go to the store, huh?
Yep. It's funny because the store is literally like less than a mile away from me. I could just walk there right now if I wanted to, but I won't.
I don't
Just kidding.
blame ya.
Actually, it's 11:42. The store's probably closed.
Man, so long 24-hour stores, man.
Yep.
I miss those midnight runs.
No.
Yep. Midnight run, midnight McDonald's, whatever your fast food restaurant of choice is.
Midnight hot fudge sundae. Yeah.
I did not do the midnight hot fudge sundae.
Oh, okay. Did
I
you have?
remember I would like to go to Taco Bell
Oh.
and get a chalupa.
Oh my gosh.
Like the chalupa supreme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's because I'd be out with friends and they're like, oh man, like I'm really hungry. It's like, well, where do we go? What's open? I'm like, we could go to Taco Bell. And they'd be like, Taco Bell? There's nothing good at Taco Bell. I'm like, have you ever tried the chalupa? And they're like, what's a chalupa? I'm like, we're going to Taco Bell.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't usually get like the tacos or any of the other stuff at Taco Bell. The only thing I get is the chalupa.
Oh yeah, I think that's the only thing that the Dorito taco is good too.
Yeah, those were good. I remember back in
What's
the day.
really good is if you get the Dorito taco in the chalupa.
Yeah.
Tell them to sub it in.
Back
Hey,
in
do
the
you know-
day, didn't they have that promotion for the Doritos tacos at Taco Bell? And they had like the what was it called? It was the Taco 12 pack at Taco Bell that they had. Do they still have that?
I don't think so.
But the Taco
mean, what do
12
I
pack,
know?
I think the Taco 12 pack had like 4 of the Cool Ranch tacos, 4 of the, normal Doritos tacos, and I think it had like 4, 4, and 4 of like each of a different taco. And it was like during the Doritos tacos thing.
I only pretend to eat there. I only pretend.
Yeah.
I eat there in spirit.
Someone bet me $20 that I couldn't eat a whole Taco 12 pack, and then I made $20.
Only 20, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, $20 was a lot more back in the day,
That's true.
It was a different time.
That's true.
It was a different time.
Leslie, someone thought you were a vampire and they were tweaking. And wow, you have the experiences, don't you? They were...
That sounds like Taco Bell.
What time did you go to the Taco Bell? Was it like when it was absolute like sleepiest time and they're like, I want to be home, no, come and order from me. Leave me alone.
The first thing I thought of was just like imagining someone walk into Taco Bell and then the people behind the counter just look at you. I thought of like the the meme where it's like the guy in the crowd and he has his hands on his hips and he's giving like that frown.
Yeah.
I just thought of like the service staff just making that face like, dang, someone walked in and ordered something.
Oh my gosh. It was about 4 p.m. What? That's silly. Someone wanted a day off.
See,
Someone
like
didn't feel like working that day.
2 a.m. I can understand. 4 p.m. it's like, well, do your job, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, right? Yeah, no kidding. I can't find home base no matter home base. What happened to our home base? It's not what it was.
It was moved.
It
and
was minified.
Where?
It was conglomerated into base tower.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nari was apparently upset that we got upset with him about stealing all our materials in the first planet, so he decided to just move all of everyone's materials to his spot so that no one would have to worry about having to maintain all this inventory in multiple locations.
You know what? The good thing is that now we all live in the mansion.
I
didn't-
guess
I didn't
so.
build the tower.
I feel like if
Good
Nari
grief.
could, he would make a base in the sky, but there's no beanstalk for him this time.
That's a shame.
I could still make a base
Also,
in the
the
sky.
sibling machine doesn't work. I'm
I
disappointed.
wasn't challenging you. I was like, you want to see me make a base in the sky? You want to see me do
Nah.
it again?
Not really, actually.
And then all of our stuff will be abducted into the sky if that happens.
Yes. This sounds like a good thing.
Oh, the food. The vidur. Where's the vidur? Here we are.
Did we open up a new portal?
I didn't.
My nose won't stop leaking.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
All right. When I was taking my driver's license, a house on a low loader got jammed between two builders? What? Oh my gosh. That must have been a long driving test. I remember when I took my driving test, I only made one mistake. I didn't put my blinker on when I was pulling out from a parked position. That was the only mistake I made. I still passed though, so it wasn't a big deal.
I don't remember. I think like the first time I failed the written portion of the test. The first time I took my driver's test.
I remember being very apprehensive about the written test.
I remember the second time. I think I passed the first driving test that I did on the first try, but it was like just barely. Yes, you can fail the test in the US, and they like every time you go in there, you don't necessarily get the same driving test as the next person. They randomize it, and one of the tests that they give you is designed to make you fail. Because they ask you a bunch of questions that are worded in such a way that multiple answers that they give you could be correct. And then they give you some questions that have multiple correct answers on there, but they're only looking for one of them, and they don't tell you which one they're looking for.
Yeah, it's kind of depending, because there's like different driving tests in different places, right?
I think so. I don't think they're universal.
Yeah. Some places are harder than others. Some places are easier. Like, I remember being a young 16-year-old lad, and I was like studying all day for the written test. And then I remember going in to take the test, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. And then the test was like, it wasn't even that difficult. I was like, why did I study so much? I was like, I thought the test was supposed to be harder than this. Yeah, some places I feel like they just give away licenses when they probably shouldn't.
I think that's kind of accurate in some places.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That guy is really abusing his power over a driver's license. Jeez. That is a huge disparity in pass rate too. 90% for girls and 7% for guys.
Yep. I want to say that I've never heard of something like that before, but I can't.
I mean, not for a driving test, but for other things, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm back.
Like the first time that I took my driving test, is anybody here familiar with Pokemon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine you get asked. This is a meme that's going around, but you get asked that question: which is the first Pokemon? And your answers are Bulbasaur, Rhydon, Mew, and Arceus. It's like that. And for those of you who don't know Pokemon, the reason that question is such a problem is because Arceus is the god that created the whole Pokemon universe. So technically he came first. But Mew is the progenitor of the entire Pokemon collective. So technically Mew is the first Pokemon. But Rhydon was the first Pokemon that was ever conceived by the company. It was the first one they drew. But Bulbasaur is the first one in the Pokedex. So when you ask which was the first Pokemon and you give these 4 answers, all 4 of them are correct from a certain point of view. What you're not given is the point of view that you need to get the correct answer. There is a driving test, at least in the state of South Carolina, that consists of 30 questions like that. And they're looking for only one answer, and all the other 3 answers are wrong. But technically, all of the answers are correct.
That is obnoxious, for sure.
Yeah. The first time that I took my driving test, I got that one that was composed entirely of trick questions.
It's just unnecessary.
Yeah, they have to keep up an artificial fail rate.
Wow.
But the second
seems
time,
almost-
I passed.
That seems almost like corrupt in a way to have an
Yeah.
artificially enforce a certain rate.
I mean, if you know what you're doing, then you know what you're doing. If you should rightfully pass, then you should rightfully pass.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that's going to need to be manipulated.
Yeah, during my
Because it seems
driving
like
test, I
they're-
think I only missed one thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was just one thing. They told me to pull over and park as if I was going to park overnight, and I didn't put the parking brake on.
Oh.
Wow.
But then when I was
So they
taking my
failed you for that, or
CDL,
what?
no, that was just one mark. I passed everything else. I almost failed my
okay.
CDL test. Because when you have to do your Class A test in an 18-wheeler with a trailer on it. And when I was parallel parking, you're allowed to pull up twice and readjust. And I used both of my readjusts. And I was just barely inside the line after I finished parallel parking. You have to parallel park the truck and the trailer to pass Class A driver's license test. And I was just barely inside the... Yeah. But I passed out
Wait,
my
what?
first time too.
Politicians say they should not pass everyone. Mandates that test is hard enough to fail X, then they make a single test that fails most people because that is easier than actually changing the difficulty.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Oh, no dying.
Did you just choke on water?
Oh no.
I feel like that's how I sound when I choke on water too.
Nari!
I'm bitter.
Oh, okay, welcome back.
Yeah.
It wasn't water. It was Kool-Aid.
Oh, okay.
As long as it wasn't Brondo.
But it's got electrolytes.
The way that you said that while you're still choking.
He was choking on the driving test BS. I know, right? Exactly. I was gonna say that.
What if you had a superpower, but the one drawback of the superpower is that every time you hear BS, you start to choke?
Allergic to BS? What?
Yeah, that's the drawback of the superpower, that you're allergic to. Oh. What if, okay. So your superpower is you can tell when people are lying or telling the truth, but every time someone lies, you start to choke like you're choking on water.
That's funny.
That'd be a crazy power. That'd probably be actually pretty terrible.
Yeah, I mean, you'd never be able to go to an office.
So, you know what I'm concerned of, actually? Speaking of that, I'm
What?
concerned of showing up to work on Monday with, like, a not great attitude toward management because of how my day ended today. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are pretty messed up to me, and now I don't want to be here, so, You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I was supposed to put this brave face on and smile through it, act like nothing's wrong, but something is wrong. And so it's just like, how am I supposed to look them in the eye and be like, la la la?
I remember when I was not too happy with my manager, I was just like, I don't know, I became very, like, strictly, because, you know, I guess, like, there's a thing you can have where, like, you converse and do small talk with people and, you know, joke around and stuff. And I was just like, after I was kind of jaded with my boss, I was like, my interactions are going to be strictly professional, and they're only going to be about work. And if I'm not talking to you about work or giving me a task, I am just gonna go back to my, you know, desk and not interact with you. That was kind of how I handled it. But I don't know how much you need to interact with your boss in your day-to-day, so.
Well, one of the managers that was in the meeting, I thought we had built quite a nice rapport with each other, you know? We get along great, we're personable, we have a lot of things in common, you know, and today I feel like that kind of got ripped away. Like, I no longer want to talk to you about anything anymore because, because you blindsided me like this. I think, no. It's kind of like this person kind of damaged that relationship. Like, why would I want to be chummy with you and friendly with you if you're gonna blindside me like this? Why would I want to share personal stories with you and share parts of my life with you, you know, if you're gonna blindside me like this? That's not very nice.
Yeah, it's kind of destroyed the trust.
Yeah, I kind of felt like a betrayal. Like, here I am thinking you're going to praise my efforts, and I get the exact opposite. And I'm like, what? Like, that's not how you treat somebody. And as far as my own manager goes, my direct manager, well, you know, I could just smile and whatever, you know, like, we don't really interact that much. But, like, which kind of speaks to my lack of everything that they have an issue with. Well, gee, if my manager actually trained me, maybe we wouldn't have this problem, huh?
Yeah. I mean, especially if you were talking with them and stuff, they had a lot of opportunities to, you know, let you know in a constructive way, like, oh, hey, like, last week when this happened, you know, it'd be good if going forward you could do this instead of that. And you could probably be like, oh, you know, thanks for I didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know, or something, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Just address it right away, resolve it, and move on.
Yeah.
and it's no longer an issue.
Like, from the way that you told the story, it seemed like the person was like building a list, and then
Yeah.
they got you into a room, and then they unloaded the list on you. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
not how you tell people, you know, that's not how you get people to improve and fix the thing that you don't like them doing.
Yeah, this person literally admitted to me that they took time collecting evidence to present to me.
Yeah, like, and this person's like your manager, or?
One of the managers I support.
Oh, okay, but they
And
weren't
my
like your direct.
manager. Well, my direct manager is collecting her own thoughts about her own frustrations with me. So she has her own list, apparently. And I get to hear about it in 7 to 10 business days.
Oh my gosh.
The fact that they're saying you'll hear about it in 7 to 10 business days also just feels very impersonal as well.
Yeah. But I'm not supposed to worry about it or dwell on it over the weekend. I'm supposed to just chill and not freak out.
It almost would have been better if they just didn't tell you.
Yeah. Like, okay. It just doesn't make sense. Like, okay, it's a little backwards. More than a little backwards.
Yeah.
I forgot what my point was.
Something about rapport being broken.
Oh yeah. So now I really can't look this person in the eye, and I can't be like, hey, guess what happened to me over the weekend? Well, guess what happened to me over the weekend? I spent time effortfully, not freaking out over what you told me, on Friday. That's what happened. Thanks a lot.
Mm.
I don't know. How do you get back from that? You know what I mean? How do you recover from that properly?
I think that's something that just kind of needs time, to be honest. Like, if it's going to recover at all, you just need to, because you're going to have that whole like situation kind of hanging in the air between you and those people. And I think that's just something that's going to have to just gradually dissipate as you move forward and, go throughout your days.
Yeah, and I think if things are awkward, then they just have to own it because they caused it to be awkward. I'm just doing my job. And if it's awkward for you, then you need to just own it. And maybe work on not making things awkward in the future. Yeah. I guess we'll see what happens, huh? TBD.
Yep. Hopefully everything is, good.
I know, right? I don't want to have to quit. I really don't, because I really love what I do. And I can't believe I get paid to do it.
Reminds
Pretty
me
awesome.
of a Chinese proverb about getting to know people.
You said there's a Chinese proverb about getting to know people?
Yeah, it's like you can live beside your neighbor for 50 years and you think you know them. But if you take that same neighbor and tie them over a volcano, you'll learn more about them in one day than you did in those 50 years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, 1000%. I think, stress really reveals, how when a person goes through stress, it really reveals a lot about them, It's kind of like who your friends are, right? Like, depending on who sticks around you during the bad times, because everyone wants to be around for the party, right? But who's going to stick around when you're not having a good day?
That's true.
So it's kind of like that. I mean, yeah, 100%. You find out who the person is if they're tied to a volcano. Yeah. But, you shouldn't have to be tied to a volcano to get to know somebody,
No, the moralists tie people to volcanoes.
Ah, okay, I get it.
Metaphorically, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Of course.
Metaphorically, I think maybe figuratively, that's what happened to me today. I don't know.
What can I put?
Can make a Star Wars meme out of that.
We
We should tie people to volcanoes, like metaphorically, right?
Yeah. I recently
Well-
watched one of the Star Wars. Oh, what was that, Ari?
I think that's Krakow.
I was gonna
Oh.
say, are we tying metaphorical people to volcanoes or people to metaphorical volcanoes?
Yes.
Just out of curiosity.
I feel
Yes.
like there are a couple more options there.
I was just going with the two obvious, but yeah, there are a few. Yes.
Getting creative here.
So I recently rewatched one of the
Brutalize
Star
it.
Wars movies where Anakin gets persuaded by the dark side. And that movie made me very angry. It made me really, really hate Anakin. And I just, yeah, I got very, very angry at that. And it just merely made me want to use some profane words at him.
What when he is fighting with Obi-Wan, or when he, basically gets Mace Windu killed, or what?
Oh, just the whole dang thing. He gets easily manipulated by that Sith guy who's pretending to be the Chancellor or something.
Yeah,
And
Emperor
then-
Palpatine.
Yeah, he gets easily manipulated by them. He's secretive, and not only is he secretive with the council, but he's also secretive with whatever her name is. And
Padme.
yeah, there we go. And then on top of that, like, he's like on this murderous rampage because he made some kind of nonsense like vow to this Palpatine dude that is based off of a complete lie. And like, if you're such a powerful, if you're the chosen one, then why are you being so easily manipulated? Like, what? You can't tell that this guy's lying? And how this Palpatine dude was super duper sneaky and like fooled everybody from within. And then Order 66, what the heck? And this guy basically led Order 66, and he had all like, what? And then he chokes Padme, and he's like, if you're not with me, you're against me. He chokes her, and literally, wasn't his whole point to save her from dying at childbirth? And he's choking her? What?
Oh, I think I don't even remember.
And then on top of that, how like Obi-Wan, he's like fighting Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan like does all, like really like messed up things to this guy's body, and it's like, okay. And then Anakin's like, I hate you. Why? Why do you hate him? Why? What did he do?
He cut his
Why?
legs off.
Yeah, okay, but
his arm.
like, yeah, but like, Anakin kind of deserved that. He's lucky to be alive.
Yeah, I mean, it was his own fault that happened. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not mad at Obi-Wan. It's like, okay, good. Somebody needs to put an end to this guy. Like, seriously. Like, Anakin is such a foolish character for being so powerful and supposedly this chosen guy. Like, he was such a bright kid, building pod racers and all these things, and then he
Should have
becomes
stayed
such a
away from those
screw.
death sticks.
You know? Yeah, there we go.
That was
It's just beyond
that was
me
Obi-Wan.
how he just went downhill so quickly, and I expected better from a guy who was supposedly the chosen one. Like, what? And then she dies in childbirth because of grief, because her entire life basically falls apart over an afternoon or something. Like, really?
Well, there is more to Anakin's story that kind of explains his fall slightly better. The problem is none of that information is in the movie. If you're just following the movies, you kind of think that Anakin goes from who he was in episode 2 and just carries that same character and mentality over into episode 3. But there's actually a pretty big arc for Anakin's character during the Clone Wars that is not just addressed at all in the movies. The movies never talk about Anakin's apprentice Ahsoka, which was a large part of character development because technically he fails her as her master, and she ends up leaving the Jedi Order. So
Wow.
there's a lot of things that happen to Anakin during the Clone Wars. The movies never touch on any of that. So you go into Episode 3 thinking, oh, this is the same kid from Episode 2, but it's not. I mean, Anakin is a general in the army, and he earned that rank. It wasn't just given to him. Like, he knows what he's doing, and he is terrified of making the same mistakes and losing everybody.
Right.
And that's what's driving him to make the choices that he made regarding Padme, because he lost his mom because he didn't listen to his dreams last time. He's lost his apprentice because he made mistakes in training her, and he wasn't able to lead her correctly. He's losing Obi-Wan because of choices that he's making, and they're arguing more and more over the direction that the Republic is taking during the war. So he feels like he's losing his father, and now he's having dreams about Padme like he had about his mom, and like that just isn't conveyed that well, I think, in the movies. You don't get to see the amount of pressure that Anakin is under.
I mean, he lost his mom. That wasn't his fault.
But he thinks it is, because
Yeah, but
he ultimately left her on Tatooine when he went off with Obi-Wan. He feels like he could have pressured that situation and made them free his mom as well. He was wanting to go back and free his mom on several occasions and just never did because his training as a Jedi was more important. So when it came to his mom's death, he felt like he was responsible for that because he didn't take an action to save her until it was too late.
yeah, I mean, I was really disappointed that they didn't save her as well, while at the same time that he was being saved. I found that
kind of messed
to be really
up.
yeah, I found that to be disappointing. That was my first. I think that was the first moment that I was actually disappointed in the movie. Was that the right thing to have done was to have figured out a way for her to be saved as well, free her too.
I mean, they could have just taken her.
Apparently, she has this protective device that like will explode, is what I've been told. I don't know how true that is, but like, find some kind of a Jedi way to like get her out of there. That would have been the right thing to do, was to have freed her as well.
Yeah.
Because he was probably like a mama's boy, right? No attachments in the Jedi Order. I mean, that rule can probably be updated at this point. I think it's an outdated rule.
I feel
Not
like that
according
was
to the
probably,
Jedi.
like, that's probably the most glaring thing about Anakin that was like from the very beginning. Like, you knew that he was still attached to his mom even after they took him. It's like,
Yoda mentioned that several times with regards to Anakin's training. That he didn't want Anakin trained because of his attachments. And he was specifically talking about his attachment to his mom.
I mean, like, being attached to your mom, like, who's not attached to their family? You know what I mean? That's normal.
Well, that's why they take children when they're young. I mean, usually when they take children for the Jedi Order, they're 2, 3, or 4 years old. They hardly ever take them past the age of 5. That way, the attachment isn't there yet.
I mean, I think I disagree with that. I think a kid's attachment starts from being a baby. Like, it's, you know, like, it starts from the womb, actually. Like, there is literally research that shows that a baby recognizes the mom.
But by the
Right
time you
away.
become an adult, like, most adults typically don't have memories from when they were before 3 years old. Like,
Yeah, but that's in your subconscious. That doesn't even have to be in your conscious. That is why they separate them. Yeah, I get that, but that in itself would be trauma. Could be trauma. separating a kid from birth, from a young age, that's like trauma.
But what they're doing is replacing that trauma with the order. So from their youngest age, they're training them up to be Jedi, to be disattached. That's why they take them so
what
young.
You're saying. The Jedi Order jailed Anakin as much as Palpatine failed him as much as.
And
that was actually going to be one of my comments.
That is something that Yoda mentions later, and if you look at the situation, there were two Jedi that could have changed Anakin's trajectory if they had just trusted him. And one of them was Yoda. If Yoda had revealed to Anakin that he knew about those dreams, which he did, and what they meant, and trusted Anakin to act on them or send him to go rescue his mother, he could have changed Anakin's trajectory. And Mace Windu could have changed it if he had trusted Anakin and not tried to kill Palpatine. Both of those could have prevented Anakin's fall. But Windu was right that Palpatine was too dangerous to be left alive. But trying to kill him in that moment was not the right choice, because Anakin was confused, and Palpatine said that he could help save Padme from the fate that Anakin felt was certain about Padme, because Yoda was telling him that Force dreams are always right.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that Palpatine did for Anakin is actually show a level of trust that no one else gave him.
Yeah. But then there's stuff about Palpatine there that was kind of hidden in the movie too, because Palpatine talked about a Sith master named Plagueis. Palpatine fails to mention that Plagueis was his master. He was the apprentice that killed him and took his place. Like, Palpatine fails to realize that, mention that to Anakin. And it was Plagueis that actually caused Shmi Skywalker to get pregnant with the Force. He caused Anakin's birth.
Interesting.
Yeah, the whole
returned.
Welcome back.
So yeah, the whole prophecy of the Chosen One was something that Palpatine's master was putting into play, and it actually worked. It's one thing a lot of people don't talk about. The prophecy of bringing the Force back into balance, that worked. The Force was out of balance, but it was out of balance to the light side because there were two Sith and there were hundreds of light side Jedi. After Anakin and Order 66, there were two Sith and there were two Jedi. He did what the prophecy said he was going to do. He brought it back into balance.
I guess I feel like I would not. I don't think I would interpret it. I don't think I would interpret balance in that way, but that's an interesting perspective.
Well, 2 on one side, 2 on the other.
Yeah, I know, but like, really?
Yeah, and it maintained that balance throughout the original Star Wars, the 6 original films. Because Palpatine and Darth Vader were Sith, and then the only 2 Jedi that we knew of were Yoda and Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan dies as Luke comes in to take his place.
Yeah, but how do you make a Jedi? Aren't they born with that power?
Well, yes, but they have to be trained.
Seems more of a moral decision than anything.
Yeah. Whether you are a Jedi or Sith depends on your beliefs.
So you're going to be slain because you were born as a Jedi and your existence shakes the balance? That seems very unfair. how about just make more Sith? Like,
Well, isn't that the reason why the Sith would like basically kill each other?
Yeah, the
I
problem
mean-
with making more Sith is they're concerned about power amongst other things. And if someone is becoming too powerful for you to stop, well, you kill them before they get to the point where you can't stop them.
yeah, but Palpatine's whole thing was they wanted to control the peace. They wanted to be in control, not the Jedi.
Palpatine wanted to be in control. A Sith trait.
Yeah.
And
But he didn't say I am in control. He said the Sith will finally rule again.
well, he elected himself
That's what he
Emperor
said.
of the universe.
I also feel like if there's only 2 Sith, and he says the Sith will rule again, that's kind of like referring to yourself almost in the third person.
But you also have to
It's like-
realize Darth Vader in that situation as well. Vader was only subservient to Palpatine because he didn't have anything else to do.
Also, I feel like Vader becoming Vader was part of Palpatine's plan to basically cripple him so he could never go against him.
I think killing Padme was part of Palpatine's plan to do that. Ensuring that Padme died would ensure that Vader stayed loyal to him.
I was just
Palpatine
talking about the suit and all that.
Oh, that's literally just keeping Vader alive.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not as strong as he would have been if he, didn't have it. So I feel like that kind of helps with the whole making sure Vader never surpasses him because he's literally just too physically crippled to ever be a danger.
But that's not true of Vader. Vader is probably the most dangerous Force user that there ever has been. Vader was, and Anakin before Vader was far more skilled as a Force user than he was as a saber wielder. And Vader has some pretty impressive Force feats to his name that are still canon. In Obi-Wan, there's a scene where there's a ship taking off into orbit, and he grabs it and crashes it back down into the ground with the Force. Like, that's a pretty impressive feat. And it's a feat that Palpatine couldn't have done. Vader is far stronger than Palpatine is, and they both know it. I see emus. Second points.
What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna
Yes.
say. What was I going to say? Just, I think in the movies I would have liked to see more use of the Force than than saber
Lightsaber
fights.
duels.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
they're bragging about all this, Force this, Force that, yet they hardly ever use it. I think I was annoyed by that, but also like.
Go watch the Disney Plus show Obi-Wan. I think you might be impressed with how they set up that, because the Obi-Wan show is a really good tie-over between episode 3 and episode 4, and it really sets up Obi-Wan and how he died in episode 4. Like they set all of that up in the show, and I think they do it brilliantly in the show. And you do get to see how a large part of how dangerous Vader actually is compared to like the average Force user that he's working with. That Order of Dark Jedi, I forget what they're called, the Inquisitors. Yeah, because there's a scene in there where he faces off against one of the Inquisitors, and like it's like a child trying to fight Mike Tyson. Like that's how that played out.
Yeah, I was under the impression that Vader was so strong that he could move planets with his power, but that the suit that he's in is literally made to make him feel miserable, so that he's just too distracted to do anything like that.
There's a lot of people that seem to think that about Vader, but his suit is literally just life support.
I mean, how is that even possible? Because he was breathing on his own just fine when he was on the operating table getting his nerves zapped.
Oh, he wasn't breathing just fine. I mean, he was in a lot of pain.
I mean, his whole body was burned, but like,
Yeah, that's a pretty traumatic injury.
yeah, but he wasn't dead. I don't think he was actually dying because when he caught his body caught on fire, he snuffed it out pretty quickly. And he very powerfully was like, while he was on fire and his legs was cut, he was like, I hate. Like, somebody who is actively dying should have no energy to be like, I hate you. That's just my opinion. Like, I can imagine myself in that shoes. I'm just like, I'm not gonna have any energy to tell you I hate you. I'm just gonna be busy dying.
Well, the suit is Vader's life support, but he needs more than just the suit to survive.
Okay, what else would you say he needs then?
He has to spend several hours each day inside of a healing chamber with the chest plate and his helmet off. And we do see him in this chamber several times in the original trilogy movies. Like, there are several moments. There's one in episode 4, and I think there's 2 in episode 6, where we see him inside of this big round ball thing with his helmet off, and someone walks in to give him a message, and it opens up and they're putting his helmet back on. That is a life support system that is cleansing his body and helping to fix it up, and he has to spend time in there every day to avoid dying. Like, what Obi-Wan did to him was really traumatic.
Interesting.
His suit is literally life support, and he can't just exist in the suit indefinitely because it's not designed to just blindly keep him alive forever.
So
He's
what
like a
would
little
his
spaceman.
Yeah. So how long would that suit be good for him then? What will he do after the suit expires?
He dies.
He did.
Yeah. If he doesn't get the medical treatment that he needs every day, he can sustain himself for a little while with the Force, but he will die.
Oh. Well then.
I always liked the Star Wars, the Clone Wars animation.
Yeah,
I'm-
Ahsoka made me mad too in the animation. I've seen animation a little bit, and I couldn't finish it because Ahsoka kept making me mad.
No, it's like when was that? Was that like 2002 or something? I don't know. It's a long time ago.
That animation is the information that you need to understand why Anakin fell the way he did in episode 3.
Yeah. I think the end of that animation leads into the space battle in episode 3.
I think so.
It's like right when Palpatine gets kidnapped by Grievous, and then Palpatine gets transported to Dooku's ship in orbit. And that's when it leads into episode 3 where, they go to rescue Palpatine on the ship. And then Anakin is dueling with Count Dooku. And then, Palpatine's like, do it.
Yeah. And I can't believe he actually does it.
Yeah, and then he does it, and I was like, oh my gosh, he did it.
Like, what? He knew. He was conflicted about it. And he still did it.
There was a funny
But
thing where it's like, what if
I
they
mean,
fix
that's
the
where.
scene?
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, there's a funny thing where it's like, what if they fix the scene where Anakin was about to kill Count Dooku? Because Count Dooku was working with, like, Count Dooku knew that Palpatine was the Dark Lord. So what if Dooku was just like, Palpatine's the Dark Lord before Anakin killed him?
That'd be great.
Like,
That'd be great. But you know what's
that's
really
why
funny, though?
that's why Palpatine wanted him to kill Dooku, because he didn't want Dooku to say that he was the Dark Lord. So he's like, do it, kill him.
Dude. You know what's really silly is that when you're busy being a bully to somebody and then the tables turn and you're the one who's being bullied and you have this look in your eyes of, oh no, please don't hurt me, please don't. When the same bully was ready and willing to hurt you, suddenly he's scared and shaking in his boots because the tables have turned.
Yeah, but it'd be like that.
It's pretty pathetic in my opinion, my humblest of opinions.
Is that what you thought of Dooku when he died?
Yeah, man, I was like, yeah, you look pathetic. Like, you bully, man, like, come on.
I think you'd like Dooku's story if you knew Dooku's full story. I think you'd like him as a character.
Aww. Man.
Because he was a Jedi.
Of course he was. A failed Jedi, huh?
Well, he was a Jedi, and then I guess he turned to the he turned to the dark side, but I think he had actually a goal. I forget what the goal was, but I knew that the goal was actually not too bad. Like, it wasn't he wasn't pure evil. Like, he actually had something he was trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the whole, I'm going to bully you and beat you up. Oh no, the tables have turned. Now you're bullying me. Please don't hurt me. But you're more than willing to hurt me. Now that, the rules have reversed, you're being petty. Okay.
I mean, he was an evil guy. He turned evil.
No. Don't be petty then when the tables turn and you're the one who's in the vulnerable position. Petty.
Now I want to look it up because I don't remember what the reason was why he turned into a Sith or evil or whatever.
I don't like that Qui-Gon died. That really messed me up. I was like, how dare he get killed off?
Oh yeah, that was. Yeah.
Like, Obi-Wan still needs him. Like, what?
Obi-Wan got by. He figured it out.
Yeah, but still, what the heck? Why you gotta have to figure it out? Just don't die.
So the reason why Dooku turned evil is because when he was a Jedi, he figured out that the government was corrupt. And that was one of the main reasons why he was oh, I'm fighting for a corrupt government, and then that disillusioned him to being a Jedi. And the whole reason why he turned to the dark side is because he wanted to fix the corruption in the government.
Maybe the government corrupt. Maybe the corrupted government is the dark side.
Yeah, but I think his whole thing was he wanted to use the dark side so that he would have the power to, reform the system, so to speak, or however you could say it in some.
Yeah, I could see that, but man, there's got to be a better, more productive way, Oh, look at me floating. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to watch the rest of the Star Wars movies because that movie really, really upset me. And I'm like, wow, it was just devastating. I have no idea where I'm going. I have hardly found anything I'm looking for. It's great. I feel like I'm walking around in circles. Oh, what's the shiny thing up ahead?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gadget, are you muted? You suddenly went quiet.
Oh, I'm reading.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what happened? What did I say? No. Aluminum that looks like glass. That's interesting.
Okay, yeah, I was reading about why Dooku turned to the dark side.
Oh, okay. Hmm. So what you learn?
There was a battle with some Mandalorians, and there were like some politics going on or something. So the Mandalorians have like a bunch of different groups and everything, and they're also
Right.
like really good at fighting.
Yep.
And there was some type of like splinter group of Mandalorians that were bad or something.
Oh,
And
okay.
they were like hiding out somewhere doing some, bad stuff. So I think let me actually just read it again because I already forgot what it was. Yeah, so they're basically like insurrectionist Mandalorians.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so the so another person basically hired another group of Mandalorians to take care of those rebel Mandalorians. So you hired mercenaries to kill some other mercenaries and, blah blah blah.
Wow.
And the governor, who was the one who was basically harboring the, quote unquote bad Mandalorians, I think he contacted the Jedi Order and he framed the thing as like, oh, the Mandalorians are attacking us and, oh, we need help, like, come save us. When in fact the Mandalorians had been hired to, go after this rogue group of Mandalorians, right? So basically they went to take care of some bad Mandalorians, and the governor called the Jedi to help, saying that like, oh, like, we're being oppressed, help us, or, whatever.
Wow.
So Dooku and, basically some Jedi that were like really close to him, they were dispatched to go out and help and, solve the issue. And they basically got in the middle of this mess, and a bunch of Dooku's friends died over what was basically, something they should have never been involved in the first place.
Dang.
And that was like one of the reasons why he was like, I'm kind of done with the Jedi Order because this is just, ridiculous.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow. You would think that the Jedi would be open to feedback, huh?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a thing of like, you're basically acting as like, hey, we're the space police. And it's like, oh, hey, like, Jedi, come help us, like, blah, blah, blah. And they go down there, and then, things go south, and a bunch of people die. And it's like, this isn't really what being a Jedi is supposed to be about.
Yeah, it's not really what they're supposed to do, right? They're not supposed to actually take lives.
Well, they can, just, I think they do it for particular reasons. And, it's kind of like a waste to be like, hey, I'm a Jedi and I uphold the peace and stuff, and someone calls you because there's basically a gang war between two factions and a bunch of people die over something that didn't even concern you. So it's like, yeah, they basically all died for nothing.
Yeah. It's kind of darn shame, actually. Oh my goodness. Oh, I need to stretch. By the way, are we okay with calling it in about 20 minutes? Because at that point it'll be 1 a.m.
Yeah.
and I'm a little tired.
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
Oh, cool. Excellent.
I tried to find genetics. I couldn't find genetics, and I'm pretty tired at this point.
The jeans.
Levi's? Denim?
You're one genetics away from an animal.
Ooh,
And we need
fancy.
all of the animals.
Why does
I
this
just
aluminum look like
imagined-
glass?
I just imagined an animal composed of Levi jeans.
It's already 6 a.m. It'll be 6 and it's already daylight. Man.
Ooh.
Yeah, it do be that way.
You know, when you can see the sun coming up, that's when you know you've been awake for too long.
That's 5 factorial minutes. You know. Yeah.
That is true.
I forget. It was one of the games I was streaming. I forget what it was, but I kept on saying like, "Oh yeah, I'll probably wrap this up in about like 20 minutes," and then it was like 2 hours later.
Yeah. Was it Horizon? Was that the game?
It might have been Horizon. It might have been that, because it was recent, and I was like, "I'm still playing this game."
I'm
that was
still
like a
waiting for you to
5-hour
put it on
stream.
ultra hard mode. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I need to get this internet fixed.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And that's something you have to call in instead of doing it yourself, right?
Yeah, I need to. There's a series of steps I need to do, but like
Okay.
one thing is that I have a few trips coming up because there's like a wedding and like some other things. And actually, I got asked today if I could go on like a spontaneous trip, and I had to turn it down.
Aww.
But they were like, my boss came to me. He's like, "Hey, we have something going down in this site, and can you fly there and be there on Monday?" I was like, "What?"
What?
I was like, "Well, how long do I need to be there?" He's like, "Well, you would need to stay for 2 weeks, and totally optional. And we know this is like, all of a sudden, if you can't go, don't worry about it. I just wanted to ask and see if you could go." And I was like, "Well, I would like to go because I think it'd be, a good opportunity to see, what's going on and all that stuff. But I have like plans that I'd made 2 months ago,
Right.
for next week. So, yeah. By the way, I will not be joining next week. I'll be traveling.
Right.
But yeah, I was like, "Hey, I planned this thing like 2 months ago. Like, I would love to go, but I can't. I already made plans." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, no biggie. Just wanted to ask and see if you could go." I'm like, "Okay, cool." But I was like, "Wow, that was just on a Friday. It's like, hey, can you fly to this site for 2 weeks? For just can you be there Monday?" I'm like, "No."
I've had, when I was tech support lead for a company, I had a thing like that where it's like, hey, the president needs you to fly up here to New York, like in 20 minutes we have you booked on a flight. And like, because I was remote lead of like the tech department of this company, and the president's of the company's computer didn't have any power, and his tech team couldn't figure out what was going on. And so I'm the leader of the tech department. Like, I'm the one that hired all the people up there that couldn't figure it out. So they called me, like, "We need you on a plane like right now to come up here and figure this out." So I went up there and figured it out and got the whole tech team fired.
Wow.
Okay. Last story time, I guess. So we go up there, and I'm in the boss's office, and I'm looking at his computer, and I push the button, and the computer doesn't come on, and it's plugged into a UPS. So I push the button on the UPS doesn't come on. So I'm like, okay, nothing.
Just for context, UPS means uninterruptible power supply.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, okay, nothing at the boss's desk here is getting power. The monitors aren't on, the computer isn't on, the UPS isn't on. Nothing at this desk is getting power. So my first step is, okay, let's go make sure everything is actually plugged in. So I do that. I'm looking at the plugs, things are plugged in to a power strip, and the power strip is going around, and it's plugged into a drop cord. And the drop cord is running around the side of the room, and it's plugged into another drop cord, which is running further down the side of the room and then up the wall, and then it's tacked along the top of the wall hidden behind a curtain, where it's plugged into another drop cord, which goes over the door, around the corner of the room, and then into a little side room where it's plugged into another drop cord that runs over to the corner and then goes down and is plugged into a power strip that isn't plugged into the wall.
I thought you were about to say, but wait, there's more.
No, like four drop cords away, because the president's office was like mostly windows, and there were no power outlets in this room. So they had the cord like traveling along the wall where they could hide it into the little utility closet, where apparently one of the maids needed to like charge one of the little vacuum things that they had. So they had unplugged this thing and plugged their cleaning apparatus into it. And so
It's just a random plug, they just unplugged it.
yeah, and so the president of the company is standing over my shoulder as I'm following this drop cord around this room and into the closet, where he notices at the same time that I did that it's not plugged into the wall.
Oh no.
That is impressive.
So yeah, because when I plug it in, we hear the beep of the UPS in the other room turn back on, and we're like, huh. And he just looks at me, he's like, unplug that again. So yeah, I unplug it, and then we're calling there were 3 technicians in the building that couldn't solve this problem, and we called them in one at a time and had them sit at the desk and work through their line of thought for what was wrong with the computer. And we kept, like, the first guy was like, well, it's got to be like there's a failed hard drive or something, because there's no... I'm like, no, a failed hard drive would still post. That's not the issue. And he's like, well, maybe the monitor's bad. I'm like, no, that's not the issue. Everything's like, it's got to be a blown power supply.
And work your way up.
Like, after he said blown power supply, like, it was one of those, is that your final answer moments? And he's like, that's got to be what it is. And the president's like, right, you're fired. Go send in the next guy.
Oh no.
Really?
Yeah, just like on the spot. Like, okay, you're fired. Send in the next guy. We fired all 3 of them that night. I'm like,
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean, when the guy said blown power supply, I would have been like, closer.
Yeah.
Dang.
Before they left the building, though, the president did show them exactly why they were fired. Because he looked at me, he's like, why don't you do what they failed to do? And then I showed them the drop cord running around the room that went into the utility closet that wasn't plugged up. Like, this is why you're fired. Yeah.
To be fair, if you cannot figure out there is no power, they should be fired. Yeah, I mean, all you gotta do is trace it, right? Just trace the power supply. And
I
also, why
mean,
does the guy not have any outlets in his
But
office?
the thing is, they did because they're like, look, it's plugged up. I'm like, yeah, but what's it plugged into? Look, it's plugged into the
Right.
power cord right there. I'm like, dude, yeah, I mean, it's plugged into a power strip under the desk. What's the power strip plugged into? Like,
Right.
follow it all the way back to the power. Yeah.
Wow.
you know, I mean, I can kind of understand why they didn't think of it, but there's things you could have done to like still figure it out. Like, let's say for instance, you don't follow the drop cord. You could unplug the drop cord, from the computer and then plug it into something else and see if that gets power. And then you can rule out whether or not it's something with the computer or whether or not there's no power, right?
Yeah.
Like if you plugged in a lamp or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because they were just making the assumption that the power cord was plugged in, but they didn't test it.
Right.
And like the real problem there is that they were making an assumption without doing a test to verify that they were correct.
Yeah, they were not thorough with their investigation. Like, start basic and then work your way up. Assume nothing, yeah. Yeah.
Well, you can assume things if you assume that things are wrong.
Yeah.
Just assume everything is wrong. Nothing's plugged in. The hard drive is bad. The power is blown. The building is full of roaches. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. That's nasty.
There's rats in the walls. Just assume everything is bad. Or you can just assume nothing.
So you flew all that way for no actual good reason.
Well, I solved the problem that they were having. The president didn't have any power in his computer.
Yeah, but it was silly.
You solved them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding.
I'd kind of be bummed out. I'm like, I flew all the way over here for this. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like it was definitely one of those, well, this is a great way to spend Saturday morning moments.
It's wild.
Oy vey. No thanks.
I think the only thing I can think of from work that was very disappointing for me was someone. So at my last job, I made a bunch of macros for some of the documentation that we used because we did it on Excel.
Yeah.
And I would make macros because I would be really lazy and I wouldn't want to do work. So I had macros to basically do the work for me because it was very repetitive.
Right.
And there were multiple people on my team that would ask me like, oh, I want to make a macro for this. Like, how do I do it? I'm like, oh, well, I mean, I just Googled it. So you could just Google it and, learn how to make macros and code it in Visual Basic and, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, well, can you just code it for me? I'm like, no, I cannot.
Wow.
And
Can you just code it for me? Okay.
I was like, no, well, first of all, no, because I have other things to do. And second of all, it'd be a good learning opportunity for you to learn how to do macros yourself. And then
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
don't need to do them for you. And there's another person, so it was like one person, and then there's another person who was like, I don't know how to do formulas in Excel. And I was like, are you serious?
Ha.
And this is someone that we hired because they had a doctorate. They had they're like I don't know, what do you call it, PhD? They had a doctorate in medicine. They were a doctor.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't know how to use Excel? They're like, oh yeah, like Excel's. And they were an older person, like they weren't, super young. They were kind of old. And I was like, I don't know if this person's able to fulfill their functions if they don't know how to use Excel.
Yeah.
But I was very disappointed that we had someone who didn't know how to do something like functions. I was like, this is engineering, and you don't know how to use Excel.
That is impressive. And
Now,
I'm about to die of dehydration.
I was nice, and I did say like, okay, well, hey, let's walk through it. I'm like, what are you trying to do? And they're like, oh, I'm trying to sort this, or I'm trying to make a function that does blah blah blah. And I actually, sat with them, and I had a thing where when people said I don't know how to do something, I would say, okay, let's go to Google.
Right.
And I would have them Google their problem and then find something and figure out how to do it. And I would just not tell them how to do it. I would just tell them, I want you to Google this, or you should Google this. And I would let them try to learn because, that's like something that they should already know how to do.
Yeah.
I got in trouble
sure.
in college because of something like that. I was given the class was given a problem to calculate the distance between the Earth and the Sun using only the knowledge and formulas available in the 17th century when it was first figured out. But the book didn't give us these formulas. And so I asked the teacher, like, what are the formulas? Are you gonna give us the formulas that we're supposed to use? And the teacher said, Google it. And I'm like, I don't think that was around in the 17th century.
Wow.
Okay. You were that kid.
Yeah.
Ben. Oh my goodness. What are you doing?
I would have been the
Alright.
kid face palming and saying, "Oh my God, did he really just say that?"
Dude.
Well, he was very specific that we could only use knowledge available in the 17th century. He made a very big point that was the point of this problem. And then I'm like, okay, we are not like Isaac Newton, right? We're not going to just walk away for a weekend and invent calculus and figure this out. You need to tell us this stuff. And he's like, oh, well, Google it. And I'm like, well, just Google the answer then.
Hey, fair point. The easy assignment. Just Google the answer.
Dude. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna die.
I also had people who didn't know how to make PDFs, and that made me very sad too.
Wow.
Depending on how far back you go, PDFs were actually more difficult to make.
2025. The year 2025.
The year 2025. That is an interesting difficulty in the year 2025.
Yes. At a company that does
Holy
engineering. BC?
Yeah, 2025 BC. Then, yeah.
That is funny. That is great.
I once again referred to my friend
Greetings,
Google,
Handyman.
and
Sorry
they
I didn't
learned.
see you before.
I mean, like, it was kind of frustrating to have people who get hired for these roles that are like, because like I mean, one thing I would usually think of is like, there are high schoolers who could do your job,
Yeah.
and I was kind of just like, I don't know if this person, like, I don't know how they got this job, but they're here now, so. And I wasn't the type of person to like try to get people fired or anything. I was like, okay, I want to make this not my problem, so I'm going to have you learn how to do this and never ask me about it again.
See, I wasn't the type of person to get people fired either. until I met stupidity face to face. And then I'm
Okay,
like, okay,
well,
yeah, maybe. I don't care.
It's more of a situational thing. If there's a person who's like so bad that I'm like, you're not just a danger to yourself, you're a danger to others around you, I'm like, this person should not be here. But if there's someone who's just like legitimately ignorant but able to learn, I'll just be like,
If you can't figure out where power comes from.
yeah, in that case, that's totally justified, because that's just kind of like, how are you a technician?
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's kind of the reason that I don't hold any stock by the Mensa program anymore. You might be familiar with Mensa? They're supposed to be like the smartest people.
Is that the Smart People Club?
Yeah, the people with like the highest IQs in the world and stuff like that.
The people with the most inflated egos?
Yes. I have met
Yes.
more than one member of Mensa who is a flat earther.
I've never met a single Mensa person, and I hope I never do.
Wow.
I have met 2 members of Mensa. They're proud members of Mensa that are both flat earthers. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it like so many other YouTubers out there. If you believe that the earth is flat, you are either ignorant or stupid.
Or both.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're willfully ignorant, that is the same as stupid. I forget who said it, but there's somebody that said willful ignorance is the most dangerous thing that you could ever run across. It's a famous person that said that. I forget who it was.
I agree with that statement.
But yeah, if you are a flat earther, you are either ignorant or stupid. And if you're unwilling to fix your ignorance, then you are stupid. And if you are proudly carrying the Mensa title around and you are holding this belief, then Mensa is not an organization that is measuring any kind of intelligence.
I mean,
That's
that should be one of the Mensa questions, right? Is the Earth round?
The guy who created Mensa hated what it became because it was meant to be an intellectual aristocracy, but the vast majority of the intelligent people getting it were poor.
Wow.
For some reason, that makes me think that it's like someone trying to copy Scientology or something.
I mean, all you have to do Scientology is be a failed science fiction writer.
Oh boy.
On that note, I'm gonna fail my way to bed.
All right.
Yes, we are
Oh,
5
gosh.
minutes past the deadline.
Oh man.
We're just having such a grand old time telling all of our stories.
I know, right? Pretty awesome. I am starting to fade though.
Yeah,
Um,
it's probably about time to wrap up.
Yeah. What's everyone's status? I think Dadjuk, you said that you were just hanging out.
I'm
Yeah,
staring
I-
out this window.
I can stay up for as long as people are around, and as soon as the stream goes off, I will probably fall right asleep because no people will be around to sustain me any longer.
Aww.
Because I'm an energy vampire.
This is the way.
What was
Oh,
the name of
man.
that fourth vampire? Oh my god.
Who, the woman?
No, the Sith that turned back into a Jedi and then wandered off into eternity.
I am not sure if I'm familiar with that one.
Oh my
Do you have
god.
any more context?
Knights of the Old Republic. The main character.
Oh. I'm gonna use my friend Google real quick.
You're gonna say it and I'm immediately gonna know who it is.
Tella Angor?
No, that's not it.
Google has failed me too many times, man. Google is not always my friend.
KOTOR character. Revan. Darth Revan.
Oh. See, that was he a vampire though?
Yes, because he could only use the Force when he was near another Force user. He borrowed his Force abilities from others.
Okay, because I googled Force vampire and there's like a whole other page for Force vampire.
Wow.
By the definition of what a vampire does, Revan is technically a Force vampire.
Well, he's like channeling the Force. He's siphoning the Force from someone else to use it.
Yeah. Vampires
But
siphon
he's not
life.
like he's not like sustaining himself off of the Force that he's siphoning away though. He's just using it to use his powers.
I don't know.
was
Revan
he using
managed
it
to
to stay
stay alive far longer than a normal human lifespan.
Maybe he was just built different.
Like a vampire.
Okay, fair enough. I
Emu's
agree.
status? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I wasn't saying anything. I
No,
wasn't
you were
saying anything important.
You agree something. You agree something.
I agree that he's a Force vampire. That's what I was saying.
Ah, okay. Mm-mm-mm.
There are a lot of crazy Force characters.
Oh, there were ads. They're wrapping up. Yeah, I was asking what your wrap-up status was since it's past 1 a.m. and I'm starting to fade. I am starting to fade.
Yeah, I'm ready when everybody else is.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I have drank from this fountain so many times.
I don't think there are enough fountains out there. Maybe 50 minutes? Okay. Sounds good. We. In the middle of moving things I want to finish. Oh, okay. Sounds good. We. So,
Yeah.
Dadzik, you're gonna be out of town next weekend, is that right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be out of town. And then I will be back the week after that. And then the week after that, I will be gone again. I think. Is it the week after? Yeah. Next week, I have to go and check in on my parents' place because they're on vacation right now and they want to make sure that everything's okay.
Oh, nice.
So I'm just going to check in on the house for them for a weekend. And then the next time I'm gone, I will be at my brother's wedding.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. I have to give a speech.
Do you have your speech done?
I'm just going to make it up on the fly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Ah, that's amusing. I'm amused.
Yeah. Then after the wedding, my calendar will be pretty clear.
Nice.
But yeah, I've been putting off fixing my internet because I have a bunch of like trips and things, and I'm like, I just want to have like a section of like 2 to 3 weeks free so I can just schedule things without having to worry about traveling or, doing
Oh, yeah, that's valid. Those things can take forever sometimes. It's kind of ridiculous how long those things take. Kind of like doctor appointments. It can take a long time to figure things out because of how far apart each doctor appointment is. Or could be anyway. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, since we are finishing up and people are leaving the game, and Emus is finishing up, let's see who we can raid to.
The Bacon Dragon is playing Victoria.
Ooh, I did see that. We can raid him, yeah?
Yeah. Let's
Okay, cool,
raid
let's
out
do
the
that.
bacon.
All right. While we're finishing up the last bits of the game, we'll go ahead and raid out the Bacon Dragon, and hopefully we'll see you guys on Monday.
Yes. We'll be back
I
on
hope everybody
Monday
has
for Plate Up, unless everybody is dead again.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and
Yep. I will
we
catch you
raid
guys
out.
on the flip side. Nari out.